Hello and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode number 288 with me, George. Yeah, about that. No, this isn't a solo, because he's back. It's RGT, Holiday Hero, to my, I'm still working here for zero. How's it going?
That was good. Do you think of that off the cuff?
I thought of it about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, very good. Yeah, enjoyed that. No, I'm very well, thank you. I'm refreshed after my holiday. I'm back, ready to be on the show. Go again.
Right, this is your... All right, okay. Head down, quarter 3, quarter 4, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
See you on the other side. Pulling hard on the head collar. I like it, yeah.
So I roll.
Holiday. Right, yeah. Did you upload that text exchange we had to Discord, as I said to?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know if you were joking or not. I mean...
Oh, no, I was being deadly serious.
It was fairly explicit. I don't know if Discord would have booted us off for that, of our own server.
Well, I don't think the sheriffs would chuck you off of there. They might chuck me off, but they won't chuck you. Although...
I don't know about that, but...
I've heard that to get certain perks, they've chucked you around all over the place. I don't know what that means, but...
I've been chucked many a times to get on this show.
Everyone gets the perks but me, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do, eh?
Although, yeah. So while you're on holiday, the long-term listeners know that you like to be driven on your holidays. You sit in the back, passenger princess, sprawled out in your thigh-high shorts, everything on show, all the consoles, all the bits and bobs out, all the good bits. And you sit there and you just have almost like a first-class experience, drinks handed to you from the passenger footwell, all of that. Yep. And everybody wants to know that, you know, when RGT's been on a holiday hiatus, they're very, very interested to know what you've been playing.
Well, being holiday, obviously it was Switch 2 to take with me. Well, I actually took 2 consoles, took Switch 2, and as you well know, and he's a very, very tempted boy at the moment, the Super Pocket.
Is this because you came into that a little bit like a shampoo and conditioner combo? Why take 2 consoles into the shower sort of scenario? And I was a bit like, oh, RGT, right, okay. I didn't think they were waterproof, mate. How did that work out? Bit of Subnautica in the bath, maybe? What's going on here?
No, well, I took 2 down because I wanted a bit of retro one and also, you know, Switch 2 at the moment. It's the first time I've travelled with it and used it. Got, as we were talking off air, steady. Mine's
had the absolute arse kicked out of it. I don't think it's sat
yeah, mine's just been pretty much just played on the TV. But as we discussed off air a few weeks ago, I got one of those travel docks.
You did, yeah.
Very impressive with that. For the money, super brilliant. Do
you just lay the Switch down? Because just to fill the listeners in, obviously it was one of the wired jumper box versions, not an actual travel dock per se that you got. So just talk me through. Obviously, I think you've got to go through the bottom USB-C. So what do you just lay the Switch down or put it on its kickstand? How does that work out?
I just in the apartment we're in with the TV, we just had a little TV stand at the front. I just sat it on the glass part, plugs in the USB on the bottom, USB-C, and then out of there, HDMI to the TV and power lead to the main plug, and that is it. I bought myself a separate Switch 2 power lead. If you look at these I mean, they're like 20 quid. You'd have to buy another one. Then I've got a little travel bag with all the stuff in there, and I'm not going to lose it. But there's a lot of negative reviews, on these because people are saying, "Oh, they don't work," because they're trying to plug the power off them through their TV or with a standard power. No, you need a Switch 2 power supply. I can't remember what the.
What's in your Switch 2 travel bag that you just enlightened me with? You've made your little bag up. First of all, what is the bag? Is it like a carry more rucksack, or is it some sort of gaming ephemera that you've repurposed?
Are you just going to take the mickey out of me when I explain to you what I take with me on holiday?
There's going to be, I think there's going to be, let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves, George. You know what the council has said. Okay. Because these solo shows have worked me up the wrong way. I've had to check in for a little bit of help. Being truthful,
yeah,
there's 70% curiosity, but in a perverted way. Being honest, and 30% that I just can't wait.
Well, with this story I'm now about to tell you, I'll change the 70-30 the other way around.
Right. Okay.
Because what I use as a travel bag, right?
Oh, wow.
This is confession time. I'll get this
3-hour show. Yeah. Bring it on.
I use a leather PS1 endorsed bag, which looks like a PS1.
But are you?
Hang on.
Let me just say one thing.
No, hang on. Let me just say one more thing. This needs to be finished.
Okay.
It had a broken hook on the side, and because I was travelling with quite a lot of money's worth of games on the side, I did increase the strappage on the corners with 2 carabiner hooks, which are lockable.
Can I just say, because this...
I'm trying to see if I've got it. I ain't got it here.
No, don't. Listen, keep on point. But I know we're going down a little bit of a side rumble here, but I've got to see this through. Because you were carrying the Switch 2 in your little travel bag, this has become your bespoke Switch 2 going on holiday bag with its little kit, all the bits in it. You're happy with it, but somewhere inside it rankles you because it's Ninty being carried in a Sony bag. Are you on the lookout for a Ninty carry messenger bag so you can make this very sacrosanct and holy, or are you just going to cruise through with this carabinered mongrel of a thing?
What? I'm going to battle on with it because I've had it a long time. I love that bag, and also sometimes I take a PSP, so I feel I'm a bit more on point. So I will stick
right.
with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
But
what's
also-
in there? What wipes or what's in this bag? What? Obviously the Switch 2. You got your little dock.
You don't know how close you are. There is actually wipes in it. There's screen wipes in there. Oh God, I feel dirty.
It's forensic. A gaming Sherlock here, just ripping you apart. You just told him you got a bag, and he's told you everything that's in there. What about that?
Yeah.
What about that emergency tampon you carry in case you spill your beer? Because you once told me there's nothing worse than getting beer and electronics. So you carry one of these. I think it was a Lillet, you said, because it's compact, so you can just soak up
Definitely.
spillage.
And I also take a small bag of basmati rice. So if the spillage goes inside, quickly chuck it in the rice. Bob's your uncle. 12 hours later, all the moisture absorbed.
The carry bag, the carry bag doubles as the basmati rice sort of dehumidifier. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I thought, is there anything in there that I might have missed? Obviously, I thought the Lillette's was a wild stab, and I didn't see the balsamic rice coming. I did not see that coming.
Well, there's 2 compartments in the bag. There's one little Velcro strapped one. That is where the travel area is. So that is the travel dock, the plug, and the HDMI, which are neatly wrapped but not tied tight because you'll break the cables. Then there is another section with 2 dividers in. One is
How
for
are
the
we
Switch
wrapping
2.
cables?
I tend to use I keep those original little pipe cleaner wraps and
Mate.
fold them round so they're symmetrical because I can't bear an unsymmetrical cable, and then tie it up both ends, obviously opposite again, symmetrical, and then they're all neat in. And then the next compartment has got 2 separators. Switch 2, which is in, I have a grip on, which you've probably seen, my gel grip, which is nice.
You've got a what?
A gel grip.
Yeah.
So it's got the bulky bit on the back so you can hold it. Not 2 buttocks. So you got good grip.
I mean, I would love to be working in an airport and see this thing go through the scanner.
It would trigger some questions, I would admit. And then it's in
so you got a bull riding simulator with a load of wipes, cables and whips.
Yeah, depending on what order they emptied the bag, it could look quite bad. But
These 2 little silicon prongs pop out, but he's like,
what we got here, son?
we warned you last time.
And then that's in a hard case. I like the hard cases to protect the screen a bit. And then obviously in the other compartment, I've got the Super Pocket and my Neo Geo games, which is in a little protective case. Then my Evercade games. But other than that, I travel light.
If you applied the same methodology to your sex life, you'd feel nothing.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And I have.
Triple bagged and locked and loaded.
Yeah, with lockable carabiners. I have problems. I'll admit it on here. I have issues.
Okay, so these are the gizmos you took. Quite a selective, very sort of. And I know you're the sort of cat that's gonna pick a scene, pick a moment, pick a cafe, pick a drink, highbrow coffee. Yeah. You know, you're a man of the people, cosmopolitan. You're going to go in a coffee shop, you're going to blunder, you're going to say flat white. You're going to sit down flat white, some vegan cake. No, God knows what it is. It's laid out. You took the Neo Geo. There's a bit of jazz on. And that's where you play maybe Metal Slug, something like that.
I dabbled in loads of different games, really. Never really got... I did start getting into Roguecraft a little bit, but didn't go back to it. I want to play that on the Versus on the TV, Roguecraft.
I just to remind you, we need a picture of Ginger with a picture of Ginge with a picture of Ginge, by the way. We need to see that.
Oh, what, the Infinite one?
Yeah.
That is amazing, yeah.
That was your one bit of homework, so we need to see that through.
I had forgot about that. Sorry, yes, we'll get that.
I also need someone to create me an image for a T-shirt of RGT in a jazz club playing a Neo Geo Pocket.
This is going to go well, isn't it? Jeez. Someone will put me on a bloody horse dressed as a jockey, I bet you.
Oh, yeah. I want the jazz club. Let's bump it off this. You are the most serious connoisseur. So what were you playing down there? You took the Switch 2, you ignored your wife, you made her drive you down there. You had quite the gaming holiday.
No, we trained it. So we went on a train, went on an overnight train we went on. So hence why petty cash is empty. But it was worth it because I had fun. So it was good.
Listen, if you've enjoyed the show and you think RGT's a good guy and he deserves another overnight sleeper, what that says about
I take it you're talking about the trade here.
I don't even know, and it was a lot of petty cash.
Yeah, there was a lot of petty cash.
It was a lot of petty cash.
But yeah, we had a great time. And Switch 2 was mostly what I played, and majority.
And you put actually, we're doing it on air, but I don't care. You put a receipt through for an Escort. Now, I immediately assumed at the time it was a Ford Escort because of your love for them. But then I realised there's probably no way you can get an Escort for that money. So then it was a classic hire company. I just hired it just for a night and then returned it the next day. Makes sense. Interesting name for the car hire company, but I don't want to say that on air. It wouldn't be the immediate thing I would assume.
Yeah, it was quite confusing with their name, but they were good. It
doesn't scream cars.
No, not at first look. You have to go and have a browse first before you actually realise what they do.
3 sleeper carriages.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I thought one was for the gaming tap, but now it's all making a little bit more sense because you packed light.
Oh, I did pack light. Yeah, I always did. But no, I was mostly playing Grand Bazaar.
How's that working out for you? Because you put some hours into that now? You're through the first sort of stages? Where are you at now?
I'm probably 40 hours in this now. Yeah.
You're not sure if you like it or are you all in?
No, what really surprised me, I mean, this isn't so much as the game, but I'll say it while we're talking about the Switch 2. When we were in our apartment, we had probably the TV was like a 10-year-old Panasonic HD LCD, right? With a dock in, looked okay, HD, played the game, blah, 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 blah. And then we went out for a day and I thought, I'm going to play it handheld. I played it handheld, and I know people moan about the Switch 2 screen, but you realise how good that screen is.
Where did you take it and what situation were you playing it in?
I was playing in a cafe.
The Switch 2?
Yeah.
Playing Grand Bazaar in there?
Yeah, it was a gaming cafe, so...
So you didn't stand out with a sore brain?
Yeah. Retro Blast Nuki, no hashtag not spawn. But
Oh, wait, you did the Tech a Flyer?
yeah.
Welcome all new listeners from Nuki.
Yeah. And I just realised how good the screen was. So the rest of the holiday, I played it handheld mode. It looks so good in handheld mode. But anyway,
I think I said to you I played handheld early days on that guest, and I was like, whoa, this is... And it pulled me into the game more. You know, you were playing Grand Bazaar. I was like role-playing Cyberpunk, wasn't I? But
and all I say to people is, there was people on the internet saying, the screens, it's not as bright as it should be. It's not this, not that. Plug your Switch 2 into a 10-year-old HD LCD, and then instantly take it out and switch it back to the screen. You'll see how good that screen is. Seriously, it is brilliant screen.
I've got no complaints. I mean, I've played it
brilliant.
in a myriad of ways.
There's one complaint I have, and I know it's everyone's complaint, the battery life is quite poor. But if you're only going out for a few hours, you're playing for a couple of hours, you're bringing it back, you're putting it on charge again, it charges really quick, I find, to Switch 2. So it's not a major issue.
Yeah, I know, obviously I had an older Switch 1, and I noticed when I put it on a game that, although I joked about it, was probably quite graphically intense for Switch, and there's a lot of number crunching going on in the background. I think that's where the power goes. But like F1 Manager, it would I would be able to play it in handheld mode on Switch 1 for a race. One weekend, boom, and then it would be beep, 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 plug it in.
No way.
Yeah, so that's how quick it could eat that. I could play other games for hours on that Switch 1 and it'd be fine. So it wasn't the battery, it was obviously the consumption of that game was incredible.
Okay.
Playing it on Switch 2, though, I mean, I could probably do 3 or 5, I've not maxed it out on there, but I could probably do 3, 4, 5 races easily. I don't think it would even... Now, I know that the hardware's more superior and whatnot, so that's a bonus. I think it just depends, as always, dude, on the game and the environment. You got a bit of headphone
and
in.
I always bring mine back to home menu and then put it in standby just to one click. I don't turn it off properly. So I'll go out. We'd go out to a caf, 100%. I'd play on the game we'd be in there an hour and a half. It'd go down to 55, 56%. Leave it on standby for about 5 hours. When you go back, it's 24%. It's probably my fault for leaving it in standby, but it wasn't a problem because I didn't need it to be charged for 12 hours at a time because I was always close to charging it. But other than that, anyway, back to Grand Bazaar. Really good. I think they've. I've said this before on the show. I think these sort of life farm and sim sort of games can be a bit daunting to people when you see them and you think, oh, this person's put 500 hours in and they're not completed. Oh, I don't know if I can do all that. Oh, it's a bit of a chore. This sort of bridges that gap a bit. So it does start. It almost feels like nowhere near the game of other farm and sims in content, but it's actually quite a deep game. But it starts you off quite simple, and I quite like that.
It brings more bits into your menu and adds a little bit of extra sort of chores and responsibilities to the store as you go along that weren't initially there.
You can obviously in games like Stardew, you could turn your whole land into a farm. You could have just one massive vegetable patch if you wanted. You have a set size of vegetable patch. Right. And then as you go along, he'll put you another one just to the back of your house and another one just to the side of your house. I think you can have 4 in total. That's all. So you're limited as to what you can grow, but that's fine because you've got animals and stuff, but you've already got a barn on your house. So you get your animals, and when they come in, and they're so much easier to look after than other games where you end up spending days on end just trying to keep all the animals happy and fed. This is a bit more relaxed, but it's sort of taken off that side and then pushed it more onto the bazaar and your market stall. And as you get into it, I suddenly think, I can upgrade the market stall. I can get level 2 sales. I can put a new A board up the front for advertising. I can, change the table layout so it draws more people's attention. And you upgrade as you go. And I think I'm at, you have to try and get the whole bazaar in the town up to level 7 rank. I think I'm up to 4 at the moment. Once you're at level 7, you're the best bazaar in the area, blah, blah, blah. And I just find it quite relaxing. The music's good. It looks gorgeous.
Bazaar or cattle country? It's the question everyone wants to know.
That's a tough one. I think if you want cattle country for me, if you want a bit of a fun twist on Stardew, But set in that Western world, jump onto Cattle Country because it's brilliant. They're very different. Obviously, you've got your 16-bit graphics, you've got your big 3D cel-shaded graphics. So they're very different in that way, but similar in other ways. This is more about the bazaar, grow stuff, and then you start like with other life and farm and sims. You'll be selling like pumpkins, and you think, hang on, because there's 3 windmills in town that you help get working again, and they do different things. And you'll go to one windmill, I can pick all the pumpkins, I get another 300 gold per jar. Right. And then you then sense in thinking, right, it's Wednesday and the crop's going to be done on Thursday. Let's get them done, get the pickles done and jams in the windmill, and then take them all to market, sell them on the Saturday, see if you can break your sales record. It's very addictive and a lovely little twist on the game. And I know it's a remake of an older game. I've never played or heard of it before on the 3DS. But yeah, it's very good. If I think it's like I said before, if you're intrigued by the genre, then this could be a good game to get into, to get that feel of how it works. It explains itself well. There's side quests, but not too many, not too hard. The map's a lot smaller, compact. You're upgrading the windmills is very simple and takes 5 minutes. So you're not trying to, you're not plate spinning all the time. You can concentrate on things at a time, and it's quite addictive as well. And I just think they've done a very good job. Very enjoyable, yeah. It's very
Where does
relaxing.
the enjoyment in this mechanism come from?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ever wondered what a rhythm-based stealth game with dinosaurs might look like? Or a farming sim in space with zombies? Welcome to the Gaming Blender podcast. I'm Matt, and with my co-host Scott, we take a random game genre and random game mechanics, blend them all up, and pitch wild, totally hypothetical games you've never heard of, and maybe shouldn't. New episodes every other week. Hit play and unleash your inner game dev. No coding required. Search the Gaming Blender on your favourite podcast app now.
I think for me, graphically, I think it's gorgeous. I think they've done a great job. Music is superb. It's the same as other games. Your seasons have different music, but that's nice music. Similar, it's got almost like a Harvestella sort of vibe music-wise, so it's quite nice. But it's that getting ready for market on a Saturday. So you'll go and buy some new crops, say on a Monday, and you think, these will be done in 4 days. Because you have to watch the weather. You have to watch the weather as well, you see.
What, to make sure it's nice on market day?
No, because the windmills will produce quicker if it's windier.
Oh, right.
So
I had a question. Do you shout like, £1 fish, anything like that? Or do you...
No, you have a bell. You have people walk past. Some people will be walking by. I mean, it's quite hectic, the market. You've got to be on it fairly quick. I mean...
Is that mini game fun? Because to me, obviously, it's called Grand Bazaar. Like, to me, it feels like that's where the magic's at. The rest of it is the preparation for that moment where you're on stage. Pretty much, yeah.
There's some good. You still got your corresponding with people. You still got your romantic life. You've still got being friends with people in the town. But it's more about to that market day, getting the products, and then you start getting addicted because you start thinking, hang on, let's try and really this week, let's just get all these pickles and jams done because I'm getting 1,000 gold for those. I can break the market. And then you have a boost, which is these little sprites that live around the town. And when you're selling, every time you sell an item, that pushes the gauge up. And once you fill the gauge, you go on to the next sprite. Once you get to 5 sprites, I mean, you could do it on 1 sprite, but it don't last as long. You get a big peak sale. So then the screen changes, and everyone that turns up just buys. You just keep clicking the A button, ding, 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 and so you get that extra part, and you're so addictive after a while because you're thinking, come on, let's get 100 grand, let's get 100 grand. It's very good like that. It's very good. And then there's the story side of it. So there's obviously a market inspector who's saying the bazaar needs to improve so they don't shut it down, and you've got to keep trying to get that rank up. And yeah, it's very good. It's a great remake. It runs to perfection on the Switch 2. I haven't. Firm Returns asked me to test it. I meant to test it on as well. I forgot. I will test it before next week's show because it has the Switch 1 version on the cartridge as well. So you can pop that straight to Switch 1 and play.
So there's no downloading when you plugged it in your Switch 2?
No, it's all on cart. Whole game's on cart.
Nice.
Yeah. It runs brilliantly. It looks gorgeous. Very, like I said before, Ni no Kuni. It's got that cel-shaded art style.
Is it by them? Is it by Level 5 or wherever it is they have to do the art?
No, it's by, I can't remember the studio that does it now. Forgive me. It's
Don't worry about it.
The Split Studio, who, obviously one does Harvest Moon, one does Story of Seasons. But This is, out of the remakes I have sampled, this is the best one by a long shot. It's not just something that's high-resed and chucked on a cartridge. It looks really good. It runs good. It's a lovely game. Great sound. Never had a glitch. Never had a crash. Nothing. It is just a really good game. And if you want to dabble in that sort of genre, I'd give that a go first, because there's a lot less pressure on that on. But yeah, really good. Also, I did buy while I was away Astral Chain. I've been wanting to buy that for a long time, ever since OG Tom.
Me and you
both,
actually, yeah.
Yeah. So I've played
What's
about
that like?
Really, really good so far. I've played...
Turn-based?
No.
Action?
Yeah. So
Bayonetta style, Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it's that different with the chain. It's not as... It's hard to explain. It's not as complicated as those and not as hardcore. I don't think yet. I'm only an hour and a half in. That might change.
Yeah,
it's got that sort of dark side as...
I know OG Tom really enjoyed it. He's a big Switch 1 proponent of the show, and he used to champion those games. And obviously Astral Chain was, an inti-frame big game.
Yeah, and I think...
Did you get it new or used, or what happened there?
I got it used from CX. That sat in there because there's a new CX store opening, new keys.
Did you make Mrs. RGT buy it?
Yes. No, she's been buying loads of 3D movies and Blu-rays for her collection, so don't worry about that. She bought more than me. But
has she got Phantom Menace? She needs to try and track that down, by the way, because it did actually do a Blu-ray 3D release. Quite hard to get hold of. I
think she has got that. I'll have to check and let you know off air, but I think she might have that. She's got quite a substantial 3D collection, bless her. But so I saw it in there and I kept humming and hawing. £32. That seems to have almost hit this money and then it started creeping back up. And I thought maybe this is the time to buy. Is it ever going to go down? I don't know. But
probably not now.
But I think it might have been Fern Returns again or Scotty. I can't remember. Someone asked me on Discord, what did I think of it? I've heard it's good, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, the start of it is very first-party Sony. A big story, music, intro, explaining where, what's happened in this world. Looks, I know it's an original Switch game. From what I've played of it, I don't know if that's had an upgrade patch or it just runs better, but it played really well, looked really gorgeous on the Switch too. I love that anime style, the neon sort of cyberpunk colours.
That was my takeaway when I watched OG Tom play it. The presentation was incredible.
Very, very good. And like I say, I'm not far in it, but I like the idea with your chain. Forgive me, I can't remember what your sort of chain mech is called, but how you work with them, and you can't use them all the time because they get tired and you have to tactically work out when to use your mech on that chain and bring them back and get them to attack people while you're fighting. Nice, and not too hard so far to work out the controls. I thought that could have been quite overcomplicated with literally using two fighters at a time, but it seems quite good. So yeah, impressed. I'm glad it's in my Switch collection now. It's one I wanted for a while, but looking forward to getting into that more. And finally, since I've been home, while I was away, I'd done the vote for the next Gen 7 game in RGT Back to the Past, which the vote went down the wire. We had to have a final because there was neck and neck, which was Bayonetta and Safe Park Stick of Truth, I believe.
Yes, who won? Because I'm intrigued to find out.
Safe Park Stick of Truth, which
I think I've got that on Switch.
I've got it on. Well, I got it while I was away. So it was on. I bought it on PS3. See, it had one copy.
I've got it on
CX.
that. I might surprise myself. Do I have it on PS4 as well? I think I might. And I think I've got it on Switch.
I think I'm playing the PS3 one, but looks and runs brilliant. It's just like playing the show, isn't it? It just looks looks fantastic. and I think it was like £3. So that's what a really affordable game to play. And I've put a couple of
When I
hours in
picked it
so
up on
far.
Switch, it was sub £10 in a sale. Yeah, it's cheap.
And so far it's good fun. Couple of hours in. It's a different sort of turn-based fighting with sort of turn-based but quick response on your buttons when you've got a block.
Yeah, where you've got to get that timing right.
Yeah,
the slapping or the tickle or whatever
but once
it is.
once you start mastering that a bit, it's got your safe park humour and the story. But
the only thing I wish you could relax that interactive section. I know that's probably what is the USP of their fighting thing, but I just want to sit down and play a JRPG. I don't want to have to be pressing X and looking at the screen all the time.
Yeah, it's their sort of version of it, isn't it? It's their sort of style.
It makes it engaging, and I guess they maybe thought that, JRPGs are a bit boring to people that don't feel like they got the involvement, but, you kind of do. And I do feel like it alienates maybe your core player a bit, because I'm like, nah, I don't want to be involved in that. There's been similar mechanics in stuff, but I preferred the sort of Final Fantasy clock race rather than having to just make your selections quickly rather than having to be awake enough to be like, oh yeah, hang on a minute. And the timing's actually quite tight on that game.
That is very tight. Yeah, you've got to be looking, and you've got to see when that's almost like once you've learned, because it'll seem so far, I might be wrong, so far it seems to be at the same time of when you do an attack.
Yeah.
But that's nailing when that time is, rather than it flashing at different times. It'll be at that same point.
And what a difference maker it is when you nail it on, because it quadruples your damage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, properly. Yeah. So, and I've had a few sort of big fights so far. That's just been good fun. I think it's only a 12 to 14 hour game, so I haven't put a mission stop point in to discuss. I thought let's just go through, let's chat about it when we're done and see what people think. I mean, for a game that's £3 if you're playing on original systems, and you can also get on a PS4 to play on your PS5 or, like you say, Switch. It's very,
So if you're listening to this and you want to get involved, join the Discord. It's completely free. This section of the Discord is also all part of the free package. There's only one tiny little area walled off.
The new member, was it last week? Captain Scarlet joined, so he's been joining the conversation.
Popped out the side of his SPV with a bit of a demented smile on his face.
Yeah, he certainly did. Yeah, so he's been jumping in and out. So yeah, brilliant. So
who's operating his wires though? Is it you?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I'm the puppet master, baby.
What was his name? Terry? No, Jerry Anderson.
Yes, Jerry Anderson. That's the one. Wow. But yeah, that is.
Thank you, Captain Scarlet.
Yes, thank you very much. That is pretty much me, I think. So, what have you been playing in, George?
Wow, my time to shine, as they say. Time to step up and take the stage. Well, a little bit more gaming widower scenario, to be honest with you. The Portal's had a bit of a new life. I think I mentioned in one of the other shows I had to sort of reconfigure some Wi-Fi drivel. Boring as all hell, to be honest with you, but that made the Portal work properly again, which is always a plus. Loads of No Man's Sky on there, so much. For some reason, I've chosen to... We'll come back to No Man's Sky. For some reason, I've chosen to play MLB on the Vita rather than the PS5 version through the Portal. Don't ask me why. To be fair, I'm enjoying the Vita one more because it's more old school MLB to me now than the new ones, which is a bit concerning. A little bit of nostalgia for the way things are a little bit more pared down. Things are a lot more involved in MLB now, cutscenes and a lot more of that jazz. And I don't know if I like it, but I've got a funny feeling it's people like me that ask for it. Now it's people like me not asking for it, but I think they're probably compelled to catch it up onto the back of the NBA games, the 2K games, where they're permanently live scenarios where they can just extract money out of you, although they haven't done that yet. Well, unless you're full Dynasty mode weirdo, and no offense, and you buy all the cards and the packs and all that. If you're into that, fine. Much like this show, you can get enjoyment out of the game 100% for free. If you want to dip in for some extra bits, knock yourself out. So I've been playing that on the Vita. I've been playing, quite a bit of Vita, little snappy games. Downwell. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before. It's a great little game. I wouldn't say it's a hidden gem. I think plenty of people have heard of it, but you'd probably have it in your library because I think it was a PSN giveaway at some point in time. But Downwell's great. It's a very simple game, almost Spectrum graphics, to be fair. Maybe 3-4 colours, really, for the majority of the time.
I think I've heard something, but
it's black and white, really. Mainly, characters are very simple, black and white blocks, and you jump down a well, and you've got these sort of gun boots which you can use to slow yourself down for a little bit, and also to shoot the creatures on the platforms below you as you descend down on them. Obviously, the aim of the game is to slip down through the well. I think the first times I played it, all those years ago when I first got it, I kind of didn't really use the gun boots and just kind of dropped through the level as best as I could, and that is reasonably successful strategy. But obviously, as the game picks up in the levels, if you're not using the gun boots, and it's not a game that really explains itself really in any way. So when I first picked it up, I was like, "Oh, Vita game, I'll download it." Boom, and I didn't know what I was doing. Now I've know a bit more about the idea and the concept of the game. I've gone back into it and quite enjoyed it. Bit of MLB on the Vita, as I said. Also, a little bit more MotorStorm RC on there. I downloaded that again. So just kind of enjoying the Vita, I've got Resogun on there that's really quite fun. It's very frantic. It's obviously like a 2D Returnal in some ways, the bullet hell and all that sort of stuff, which is me, but it's not really me. So I go on there and have a little flick about. I've gone back on Helldivers 1 on the Vita as well. And that's still insane fun, but the player count's down.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there people still online on there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I tell you what, when Helldivers 2 came out, Helldivers 1 got one hell of a player boost. It went from being dead to being like a living,
That's
breathing
incredible.
creature
I mean,
again.
when was that out? 2015
Was it back
or
in the last year or something?
No, Helldivers 1.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you.
Allergic to your cologne.
Yeah, well, it's cheap.
Yeah, RGT's, well, don't say it like that. It's affordable. Don't forget, we're going to unveil that as the Christmas sort of thing that people can buy.
It's called Glade. So you get it in a big can. It's really good. It lasts for ages. Yes, that's good.
Forest fruit, the hater. Unbelievable. Anyway, Vita action, left, right, and Chelsea. Bit more shakedown Hawaii, because I noticed in the update, there's been an update for it where there's some more. I think I pretty much maxed that game out. I need to check. I don't know if I've got the platinum or not, because I think maybe the platinum involves owning everything. And I just looked at it and was like, that's just a grind and unenjoyable one. But I downloaded it, came up with an update, and it was a load more shakedown missions available. So I went in the game and couldn't really tell. I think I had some extra bits and bobs in my inventory that I hadn't noticed before. So I had a little room around in that. Not that great. Generally cleaned up the Vita. On the Portal, going back to that, obviously No Man's Sky, I've just been sort of flying around in my own head, mate, to be honest. That game is the game where you make the game up that you want. So I've got a little story going on about my ship. I've built this. I never really dived into the aquatic update, and I found this kind of nice paradise planet that's got kind of deep oceans on it, but not really deep enough. And I've built an underwater base.
Oh, no way. Can you build like submarines and stuff?
Yeah. You've got this little, you can get a moon pool as well, so you can dock your submarine up into it, get out your submarine, and then walk into your submarine base.
No way.
Oh yeah, I've got that all set up with power.
So I know Game and Graham on our Discord, he's been sinking some hours in. That's got him hooked. He's sort of a new player to No Man's Sky and loving it. So
good. Yeah. I think I've messaged him on something about it. I can't remember what platform. You know me, RGT. I go on my phone, I type in numbers and things, and I don't know who I'm talking to. But when I'm doing it, I'm quite enjoying it. But I don't know actually how it happened. But I think I've been waxing lyrical about it, and he's found some enjoyment in it, and I think that's the joy of it. I mean, next year I'm pretty sure will be the 10th anniversary of the game, which you think about the journey it's been on, and I know every time I see a bloody comment about an update on No Man's Sky on one of the big three or whatever it is, I go on there and I look in the comments and I always see, oh, maybe I should get on board with this. I got it at launch, but never played it. And I'm like, oh my God, what? You got it at launch, you let someone else make up their mind for you about what this game was, and then saw them subsequently pour what most people would extract from you on a yearly basis, 30 quid or more. I like SnowRunner, but their DLC is super egregious to me. And No Man's Sky have more than paid for their crimes, if they ever were answerable for any, and I personally don't think they were, because I love the game in its base, in your face. The base game was great. It's everything I wanted. A lot of people allowed themselves to get a bit carried away. Sean Murray included, fair play to you. But the redemption arc was paid off 5 years ago.
Oh, God.
We're now
definitely.
into
Without
total
a doubt.
brownie
Without a doubt.
points.
Oh,
And
I'll
all
totally
those
agree with you.
updates that they've dropped, they could have been 30 quid updates, and you'd have been like, no question, because that's game changing what you've done. I've seen a few sort of ideas or theories boosted around that it actually works in their benefit, because all the old players jump on and flood Reddit and Instagram with all these new pictures and the planets and the animals and the spaceships and whatnot, and then that knocks on that people then have to go buy the game at full retail. Because they've like, oh, I've never seen this before. What's this? Oh, it's No Man's Sky. Oh, right. Wow, you can do all that. Boom, full retail drop. Now, I don't know how far and what the penetration of something like that looks like in terms of number metrics.
But even if it is fair play, you've put all the work in, you've put all these updates in.
I would love to see the taper off of that, because obviously as you go on, the people that would be interested in No Man's Sky tapers down, yet they still continue to do it. I think they still continue to do it to gain that sort of goodwill. I also think maybe for the last couple of years, they've really been using No Man's Sky as a test pig for really the stuff they're doing or going to do with this Light No Fire game. So I'm very excited to have a look at that as well. A lot of the more advanced crafting features that are coming into No Man's Sky, I think, are intimated or already revealed to be like the founding blocks of Light No Fire. So, do you know what? Very interested. I don't know, I'm as much a fantasy person as I am a sci-fi person, whereas Light No Fire is going to be the fantasy sci-fi, the fantasy sandbox people want, whereas No Man's Sky is obviously the space one that people want. But other than that, Ghost of Yotai, I've got it in my hands anyway, or actually I maybe need to check because it might be sat on my doormat outside, which obviously if someone decided to drop by, that not work out that great for me. Hopefully they put it in a post box, but quite often they walk up the drive and they put it near the door. Obviously a little bit frustrating, but you know, hopefully he's done the right thing today.
Fingers crossed.
If not, I'm going to have a rain-damaged Ghost of Yotai to frisbee out the window. Maybe beat Jeff Bezos up about.
I spoke to Speedy Wheels earlier. He was. I didn't speak to him for long because he's just downloaded it, so he was a couple of hours in. So I'll find out.
Okay.
Find out.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the plus points about the PS5 and the Sony games specifically is that they'll get you to a ready-to-play point quite quickly. It gives you about an hour of gameplay. I've noticed with the wrestling games, you start downloading it and right, done that bit. What now? Go chill out for an hour or two while we finish the download. It's ready to play shenanigans. You push that to its limit, haven't you?
Yeah.
I think FIFA's the same as well from memory, isn't it?
They should really put on there, it's ready to play, brackets, a little bit.
A tiny bit.
Yeah, a tiny bit. So yeah,
it's the menu showcase.
FIFA from the one time I have downloaded it, you go to the menus and it's got all the menus and then half of it's greyed out. So it says, do you want an exhibition match? You play that for 10 minutes, come back. Do you want an exhibition match? No, I want to play the game.
Mate, I've had a similar thought where I thought, if I downloaded the demo by accident.
Yeah, it does feel very demo-ish when you do it like that, if that's a word.
Well, I think the first time I ever experienced that kind of ready-to-play scenario, I think I thought I downloaded a demo with F1. And to this day, I still don't think I played it properly because I deleted it, right? I don't know what went on. but it was like F1 2017 or something daft, and I downloaded it. I thought I'd clicked on the demo, and then I went in the library, and it was like a full-down game. I was like, what? And I started playing it, and it was like, there was no restriction. I thought, this feels I'm really pleased to meet you. Do you know that this is illegal? It was a little bit like that meme, I was like, oh, this isn't right. So I deleted it. This is old school chores. This is get this point off the hard drive, right? Then I can't be held responsible for it because I didn't pay for it. And it's definitely not the demo.
What digital history?
But I've gone on it recently as I've been scrolling through my library of what can I play. It's come up and I thought, they solved this once and for all. Now I'm like this savvy gaming podcaster, I know a thing or two about what the scenario. Clicked on it, download full game. Do I still don't know what's gone on here because I definitely didn't pay for it. So I don't know to this day what went on there. And I haven't I'm not downloading it because I don't want the Sony police going. Maybe I had a card loaded or something. I don't know, a gift card or something.
Maybe, yeah.
No, I don't know. To this day, I still don't know. I don't want to know. But in terms of gaming, I think that just about covers it. I think there was some. I think there might. Something tells me there's been some retro shenanigans I've been wanting to talk to you about, but I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, I want to get into the PSP again. As you know, I've talked about that USB-C adapter thingy that I've got going on that kind of works. And I'm just looking through the library on the PSP, and I'm like, oh. So I thought, I'll do myself a little mini launch day. I'll pick the PSP up from mine, I'll bring it to Rachel's, and I'll grab a few sort of hot games at the end of the PSP's life. If you were at the beginning, and you could be like, oh, God of War, Sparta, yeah, okay, I'm into this, and Little Big Planet 2, I like the idea of this, on the PSP, this is sexy, I'm not going to lock myself into Ridge Racer and I don't know whatever came out on launch day for it, some drivel, and then pick those like big moments and then take them back and kind of unwrap them and lay them down and play them nice. And I've just been struggling to decide on what are those big games? They're the ones I've kind of chucked out there. Ghost of Sparta, maybe a little bit of Little Big Planet, although I played the wheels off of that on PSP. And then what else? So any suggestions, you let me know. They can be as on the nose as you like. If you want to tell me to play Metal Gear Solid, boom, fine. If you want it to be a hidden gem, knock yourself out. But yeah, recommendations.
I was doing a similar thing the other day. I was looking at the PSP. I thought I want to play like an RPG or something in here. What have we got? Yeah. And then I went down a bit of a rabbit hole of looking at RPGs and other systems, and then I started thinking, I wouldn't mind getting a remake of Star Ocean. I think it's Second Story R. I was thinking, and then I suddenly thought, haven't I got that on the PSP? So why don't I just play it on there rather than...
Have you got it on there?
I think I have, yeah. I know I've got a Star Ocean game on there.
Star Ocean franchise has always appealed to me, and I've kind of dabbled with it, but I don't know.
The last one they done is... I bought that on the PS5, and it's...
There was one on the PS2 that I've got that I remember around 2003, 2004, being on like bus stops, and you walked into game, and it was like one that had quite a lot of shelf space dedicated to it, and it's got like a ship that's in space on the front cover, and obviously all my history and everything combined. I was like, this is the game for me. This is the one. And I dabbled with it then, I've dabbled with it again, and dabbled with it since. Like the franchise is of interest to me, but I need to just double down and get stuck into it.
Was it To the End of Time, wasn't it, the PS2 one? Was it To the End of Time, I think, or something?
Something like that. And I don't know why, but the front cover image always reminded me. Obviously, it's a spaceship, but it always reminded me of like one of the keys from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I think. Sure
hidden. Over there one could call that hidden gem. Yes. Now, people came here for your hidden gem. I would say probably similar to Orbits of the Sun, or maybe a Day on Jupiter, or maybe the speed of which glaciers are measured. is how the ebb and flow of the hidden gem comes. But I don't want people to think that this sort of sporadic, almost mercurial-like hidden gem arriving now is any hint in any way of some almost ritualistic, like they're monthly. They don't come like that now. They come as and when RGT pleases, because it's not an idea, it's more of a spiritual awakening for you, isn't it? And that's what makes these hidden gems so good. Yeah.
Shame I ain't got one.
Oh, you're kidding me. Because I was going to ask you which tune do you want, old school or new school?
Well, we've got to get new school, surely.
What was it?
I don't know. You writ it.
I don't think.
Old school, then.
RGT is like the Lone Ranger riding on down. Bring hidden gems to me.
Oh, not the finish.
Thanks.
Good finish.
That's what she said.
Oh. Right, do you want to play the guessing game?
Yes, let's see how much more of my gaming knowledge is evaporated with my hairline.
We'll do well from this developer. It is Swingin' Ape Studios. Good luck.
Was it published by someone a bit more well-known?
Published by Vivendi Universal Games. So no.
What era is this?
This is 2003.
Oh, okay.
Now, I have this and played this on the OG Xbox, but it is available for the GameCube and it is available for the PlayStation 2, which surprised me because I thought, for some reason, I thought this was an Xbox exclusive, but I was wrong. It's actually available on the other two systems.
Right. What sort of style of game is it?
The genre is like, I would say, a bit of a it's 3D action adventure, bit of a shooty run and gun, a little bit of platform and not a lot. Yeah. Oof, he is thinking. Single player most. It did have a multiplayer, but you would play it as a single player.
It's not something like brute force, is it?
No, it's not. I can put you out of your misery if you like.
Give me another clue.
It's by. It's very similar to another franchise, which is an exclusive to Sony, almost like a Lidl version. If I said it was a Lidl Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, what? Coded Arms or something?
No.
Arms No.
Oh.
Got a little yellow robot on the front of it.
Yes.
Oh, let me... Metal Arms, that's it.
For the visual viewers there, but for the listeners...
I thought that was an exclusive as well. Now I've seen it. I remember that being, quite pushed on the Xbox. I was in the ecosystem at the time.
And so I even tried to find out whether that was a timed exclusive, but I don't think it was. But it seems to have been...
I'll be honest. What's the artwork for the PS2 version? Because I don't know if I've ever seen that. Did it get a PAL release in the...
Yes. Price reporting on this. These are all available on CEX. The Xbox original is £6, £12 on the GameCube, £3 on the PlayStation 2. £3. So they're available. I've never seen one.
What's the difference in the performance across the three? Obviously, you probably can't speak for that, obviously, on the Xbox.
I've only played on original Xbox, which it runs very well on. It would do.
I remember that being quite a good-looking game, actually.
I would imagine the Cube and the Xbox are probably the slightly better versions, I would imagine. As into content, I'm not sure. I would imagine they're the same game ported across.
Is the loading screens on the Xbox, OG Xbox version of that, or...
yes,
or is it?
Yeah, but they're not very long.
Linear levels, is it?
It's very Ratchet and Clank. So you've got your level, early Ratchet and Clank. So you've got your levels. You work your way through. You play as a little robot called Glitch. It's a basic story.
I remember that name.
Yeah, you're on a planet called Iron Star, I believe, and it's being taken over by the evil robots. And you come round with memory loss, and they bring you back into the fray, and then off you go to try and stop these from taking over the planet. And it's that run and gun fun with a few puzzles, few platforming sections. It's actually pretty decent game. It's actually, if you've got an OG Xbox, it looks really good. It plays really well. It's good controls.
I remember it being a pretty game. I do like there were demos and trailers and bits and bops on the official Xbox magazine. I kind of remember it being on there and it being. I remember it being a look. You know, when you open the mag, you'd be like, "Well, that looks all right." But then I was always like, "Well, is it the game for me? Is it the game for me?"
If you like Ratchet and Clank and you like the older Ratchet and Clanks, PS2s, I would say, from that sort of graphical era, then this is a must play.
How does it look compared to like Ratchet and Clank trilogy on PS2?
Ratchet and Clank has its own art style, and so you recognise a lot of it, and it looks good, it's nice, it plays well. Whereas this is obviously a one-off game.
Yeah.
So yes, your Ratchet and Clanks probably look better because you know the characters, you know the setting, whereas this is all new, and this is sort of split between city levels and mine sections, which is still good. It's great fun with your weapons.
Good, though, I mean, the original Xbox could do a good mine.
Yeah, look good. I mean, the shame thing is this company made this. I tell you who made this: the guys who done Hydra Thunder. They made Hydra Thunder, and then they made Metal Arms, and then Blizzard bought them, and that was the last you saw of them. So as for a Metal Arms 2, that's what happened with that. But this definitely warranted a second one, I think.
Well, it warranted a second one from your sort of critical reception of it, but one would imagine they didn't warrant a sequel from the financial return of the first game.
Probably, yeah. And as of today, Blizzard still own the rights to Metal Arms.
3 years as well. It came out in, 2003, did you say?
2003, yeah. And they was... And
think about that. If you went straight into incubation cycle for Metal... Was it Metal Arms?
Metal Arms.
Yeah, Metal Arms 2. Think of all the up-res textures you need to do, because it wouldn't release on original Xbox, would it? It'd have to release on 360 in that time cycle. Because
I think
2-year incubation cycle, you bam straight into 2005. Your Xbox is straight up your backside. 360.
And I think as well, I think in 2008, I think they did release sort of an upgraded sort of version digitally for the 360, I believe, which you can down. I think so, 2008, I believe. Whether that was on the online store only or what, I don't know. But I know there was a 360 more compatible version, I think you could play. Or whether
That seems to ring true. It's funny the things you forget.
But I think the studio was sold in 2005, so... If they had been working on one, they were only probably 18 months, if that, into a new game. So, yeah, shame, really. But, yeah, definitely pick it up. If you're in the Discord, let us know if you've got it, played it, or going to pick it up. And I'd like to know if anyone's got the GameCube or PS2 version, let us know what you think. See what it runs like. Because
well, I just want to see the box art, to be honest. When we finish here, I'm going to Google the box art for it.
Yeah,
I think I'm now seeing an image form in my mind of what the Cube one looks like.
Yeah.
Well, I can't picture the PS2 version.
Yeah, I think it was this. I think he was slightly more central, sort of coming out of the screen on the PS2 one, if I remember rightly. But it shocked me when I done research that there was a PS2 version. He's
a little bit like a proto Bumblebee as well.
Yeah, he does, actually. Yeah, he does. Yeah, but definitely, if you're into collecting this sort of genre of games, definitely pick it up because it's cheap and really good fun. Great fun to play. So, yeah, Metal Arms.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Awesome stuff. And obviously, at some point in time, it'll be all over the Discord Hidden Gem section.
Yeah, I must apologise. I have promised I'm going to...
No, don't apologise after that thing I said at the start. It's not something that people can predict or sense or know. It's like the changing weather.
But I also mean updating the section. I will try and get on that this week, I promise. I'm sorry, as of recording, I will update the Hidden Gems and get the list up to date. So I'll try this week. Apologies.
You're beyond this now. You're ethereal. You're a spirit.
Yeah, wish I was on spirits.
You are. What you don't know is you are. Okay. Well, we've done that. We've done the Hidden Gem. One would imagine we're bursting at the seams with content. A little bit like me in tight shorts attending PE class with Mrs. Watson flopping. Deal with it, RGT. Don't shake your head at me. Not that one anyway. Listen, we scoured the very darkest corners of the internet to bring you the latest stories. First up, RGT, what are you leading with? You got your big boy pants on. You come in dressed as Trevor McDonald. I'll be honest with you. It's not really seen as a done thing anymore, but I'll let it slide because you're a child of a different generation.
Wow, that's
what
an introduction. Anywho, this is over on Pure Xbox, so this, as of recording this is prime news today, but you'll be getting this on Sunday, so you probably know. Yeah. Yeah, if you're lucky. But you could probably guess what this news is. This is by the legendary Fraser Gilbert again over on Pure Xbox.
Big fan of the show.
Yes. Xbox Games Pass is getting a major overhaul with new names, games, and price changes. Yeah. Microsoft is announcing today that Xbox Games Pass is getting a major overhaul, with the service now being split into Essential, Premium, and Ultimate tiers. In the process, we're getting new games and some price changes. Essential is now the new name for Xbox Game Pass Core, and it's the cheapest version of the service. It will remain at $9.99 per month and provide access to 50 plus games across console and PC, while also offering unlimited access to Xbox Cloud Gaming, an array of in-game benefits for free-to-play titles. Next up, we have Premium. Premium is the new name for Xbox Game Pass Standard, featuring all the same benefits as Essential, but with access to over 200 games, new Xbox published games within a year of launch, and shorter wait times for Xbox Cloud Gaming. Again, like Standard before it, Premium will remain at $14.99 per month. Then we have Ultimate. Ultimate will be adding a variety of benefits, including access to Ubisoft Plus Classics catalogue, a subscription to Fortnite Crew, and improved quality streaming with the shortest wait times possible. As part of this, it will be jumping up in price from $19.99 per month to $29.99 per month. PC Pass isn't being highlighted as part of the new tiers, but it too is going up from $11.99 to $16.49. It has also been announced that tons of games are coming to Xbox Games Pass Ultimate today, including Hogwarts Legacy and a boatload of Ubisoft titles, which we will be highlighting elsewhere on Pure Xbox as soon as we can. So head over to Pure Xbox. You've got to read a bit more on that and their views on it. Me personally, I think we knew that this was probably coming along. The game, and especially current gen.
Let's cut to the rub here, RGT. If I may be so bold, I'm going to cut across you. What's the most egregious bit? Because two of them haven't changed price. Games Pass PC's gone up a couple of quid. The other ones are, I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit here, but the other ones have been slapped up with a little bit of extra content, allegedly, although I always thought they had those bits and bobs anyway. And if you're right in the sweet spot, being a Fortnite Assassin's Creed fan with a soft spot for Gears of War, you're absolutely busting at the seams on one of these tiers. What's the most egregious bit? Because is it those latter two upgrades, the price almost doubling on one of them, I think, from what you said? Or what's the bit here that makes you sick to your mouth?
I think Ultimate is expensive. I have been, but I haven't been for a while. I'm not a Game Pass subscriber, so it's hard for me to complain. But from speaking to people who are friends of mine who are, they find it quite a big price hike in Ultimate. And also there was a bit of small print, which isn't mentioned on here, that Call of Duty will only be available for free if you've got Ultimate. So I find it a big price hike.
See
I
what
think
they're doing there. They're
I think
thinking, aren't they?
I think they've also done a bit of what PlayStation done by changing the name of it and trying confusing you a bit. I think you think you're getting a better deal than what you actually are. Let's change all the names
Where
again. Switch it
do
up.
the vast majority of Xbox, and this is information that I don't have to hand, but I think it's the information that's actually important to the conversation. Where are the majority of subs? Because I've definitely been made aware of people that have cottoned on to these sort of deals where you can sort of grind out the rewards and do this, that, and the other. And it doesn't really stand you at the real price. Obviously, I think they announced, along with one of the top tier package, your Xbox rewards program has been turbocharged. So there's a higher chance of getting money back. I think you can make between $8 and $15 back in rewards in that time. And I don't just mean like, oh, you get a free Odeon cinema ticket or dribble like that. It's actually money you can use. James, the Work Experience Boy, is relatively adept at this, but then he ends up giving the money to charity, which I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Bless him.
Bless him. Very kind, very sweet, but, could have had a couple of 100 Microsoft points or whatever it is. But, whatever makes you feel good, son. So, yeah, it on the face of it, it doesn't look great. And I have to admit, metrics-wise, the timing for them is not good.
It's not good.
What we're looking at is someone who still alleges to be a console developer that's gone multi-format. That's not were these things always in the sand, or were these things that have come across over the last 12 months as the situation's worsened? The thing is, the timing and the metrics isn't great. It looks a bit greedy. It's not a good look. I guess Microsoft overall as a business is going to make money, but we don't know where Xbox are in terms of their position. We know there's a little bit of management like craziness going on there as well, where one half is saying pay all your bills off immediately and the other half saying we can't. So is this just part of that whole process, do you think? Or were they always going to put the price up at this point and change the tiers and mess about?
I think the price was always going to go up. I don't think the price would have gone up this drastically. I think all these changes have started ever since that long drawn out Activision deal. Ever since then, there's been a big change in Microsoft and console wise. And I mean,
It's cost them. I tell you what, it's cost. It's cost Xbox their autonomy. It's cost Xbox their off-radar, fast manoeuvring style that we've seen from them in the past, where they've been able to kind of operate off book and a little bit off under the. I'm not saying they get away with blue murder there; they never did, but they certainly were a little bit more able to row their own boat. But now it seems like they've stolen $6 billion out the back of Uncle Bill's sofa, and now someone's got to pay.
And also, it's really caught speed. I thought they could have come out and explained it a bit more as to why, but it seemed to have been dropped. And when you've got people like Matty Plays and Jez Corden, who are two of the biggest Xbox fans, cancelling their subscriptions on Twitter, you start to think, it almost seems like a final nail in the coffin.
Jez Corden, no disrespect to him, as if he pays for Games Pass. Like, there ain't a chance.
I know, but for them, they love their Xbox. They've been, stout defenders of the system for years. For them to turn around and say, enough is enough, is when you start thinking, this is not a good look.
What I don't understand is, enough is enough is a fair comment. And cancelling your subscription is a fair comment. But you might actually be asking the company you love to choose between survival and giving you free shit. And neither of those things can coexist.
No,
Xbox
you're true.
Don't seem to be in a great spot.
No.
I don't think Jez Corden's been. Look, I'm for the gamers. I want games to be free, and I want the console to be free. I want everything to be free. But you've got to live in a reality where that can't happen. And I know the price hikes and everything seems very egregious at the minute, and cost of living. I get it. I do. It sucks. It does. But they're also trying to make money, and this is where it is. And the modern ways pass it on to the consumer.
I go back to the Activision deal and Bethesda. I think those deals seem to be I still don't know why they were done. The money they paid, someone somewhere in Xbox taunted that to Microsoft and said, if we buy these, Game Pass subscriptions will go up tenfold. We'll cover the cost of this in a few years' time, but 10 years, blah, blah, blah. But now the only people who seem to be paying for that deal is the subscribers to Game Pass because of their poor decisions to buy 2 studios. And you think, well, that's not really fair on the gamers who are now had nearly double on their Ultimate because they've made some poor business decisions. I know that's how the business world works. They have to get it back from somewhere, and that has to come back through your customers. But I just don't know. This with Xbox at the moment, with they done all this, everything is an Xbox, and then you started seeing, I think it's one of the big stores in America has stopped saying that they're not stocking Xboxes anymore because they're not selling.
Yeah, I don't think it was Walmart. It was somewhere else.
It was similar big size.
One that's got stores in the UK as well. I do believe, but I don't know. It's not one that's familiar to me.
Which really for me was like, our sales that bad that they're not stocking them, and then GameStop. Whatever you think of GameStop in America, but they even put a tweet out today saying paying $30 a month for games you don't own, or pop in a store and buy a second-hand one and that's yours forever. Even they had a dig in a tweet, and you just sort of thought, this isn't...
I think we talked about this before, though. I mean, them wanting to move to a digital marketplace is great, and it's the way it's going, and it's the way more and more games are going to get sold, and it's becoming quite obvious that they want to get you on the digital store. But what that leaves you with is a black hole of no space or representation in the physical space. And obviously, if people are more attracted to Games Pass, they're not really going to frequent your store. So why would you stock the games on the shelf that people aren't buying because they've got Games Pass? And I do believe, you look at a lot of Xbox owners, unless they're absolutely hardcore, they've got maybe 4 or 5 of the classics on the shelf. Right, It's not a generalization. I think that's where I would be if I was all in on Xbox. I'd have, well, what's the point? But I might have a couple of bits of special edition Master Chief Collection. I might have like a Gears of War statue or something like that, and then everything else is just on the cloud or on the machine. But what I think leaves you with is it leaves you with no real social media penetration because no one's putting the. Like I guarantee if I went on Instagram now, there's a million pictures of Ghosts of Yotei on sand with petals around it, a sword, go on someone else's image, and it's like someone's done an Instagram art where it's cut the box in half and the innards is all coming out and it's all samurai drivel, black and white filter this, black and white filter that. But they don't produce a physical media, so they don't get any of that kind of. And also, they've also penetration.
And like you say, with the digital market going so hard on that digital market that their footprint in stores, like over in the UK here in Game or in CX or in any gaming shop, has got so small now that there's hardly any section for Series XS games, let alone Xbox Ones. But now they've gone down that digital front, they've lost that foothold in stores.
Now, so my counter argument is this: apart from Smith's Toys, obviously WH Smith's is also dead, right? Smith's Toys, you can go in and browse games. CEX, you can go in and browse the used games, right? Argos, you can go in and look at the catalogue of new games. There might be some point of sale stuff in the store, depends what part of Sainsbury's you're in, because Argos is also dead. Where else am I looking at games?
I know what you mean, UK. I know in America it's still a big thing to go and buy physical games. Your Walmarts and that have big sections.
I'm more personally.
Yeah, I do, definitely.
I go into town and it's like, what am I going to do? I'll go look at some bloke's bloody smoked over copy of this game. Great.
But, I mean, do Xbox now, do Microsoft now, that it looks like the Games Pass subscribers is dropping like a brick at the moment. Now, if it's is that just a panic tactic by gamers? Don't know. But I think by the time show me the evidence. By the time I think this show is out on Sunday, community corrections if I'm wrong, I think there might be a little bit of a backpedal from Xbox.
Well, I'd love to see it because what does that mean?
But if if this is the case and they drop so many off, do they go back to releasing physical games more regularly? Do they? Where do they?
Dropping my devil's advocate thing for a moment, right? Partially, those first two tiers are unchanged. And one would imagine, I'd like to imagine that's where the bulk of Xbox gamers are. So I think the majority of them are getting away with it. I think your casual audience, your Fortnite player, young lads, whatever, they're there. They sit there. That's about what they're getting away with, and they're happy with that. Some free games on Games Pass to try, access to Xbox Live, play a bit of Fortnite, sorted. When you get into your ultimate tiers and whatever else up from that, you're into almost your Xbox purists. You're into your Xbox kind of aficionado. He wants everything. He's got disposable income. He can have everything if he wants to. One has to, to me, it's egregious. It is. I don't think I could bring myself, although, I'm sure we're probably not far off that on some of the deals I pay for PlayStation, just so I can play a game every now and then on the portal from the cloud. I shouldn't think it's too dissimilar. What is it? What is it for that for a year? I always get it on a deal because if you buy it up front, it ends up being ridiculously cheap.
Works out well cheap if you buy years in advance, doesn't it? But
yeah,
and adding it on, I'm trying to think what the PlayStation top tier is. Is that $17.99 a month for premium?
Yeah, and how does that compare to the top tier now on Xbox?
Well, with premium, you've got access to 700 games, I suppose. Is it 800 games now? I would imagine, plus the retro
Actually,
games.
Go back to that statement because what are they saying then? So okay, if you get cloud streaming, the more you pay, the less you wait, and the quicker and better it is. So hang on, are you saying to me that it could have been quicker and better from the start? That's what you're actually saying to me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Where they're saying with Ultimate,
no wait times now, and you're going to get the best speeds from the cloud, and you're going to get
and improved quality streaming with the shortest wait times possible. So, do you wait less if you've got Ultimate than you do Premium or Essential?
You basically bummed me off at this point and to this far, or was I having a good experience, and now I'm going to have a poo experience if I'm one of the lower tiers?
I almost think they're trying to shoehorn the majority of the audience onto Ultimate, aren't they?
And not to give PlayStation a free pass. I mean,
no, not at all.
Stars was a giveaway, but within the unlock of the Stars was a reduced wait time if you had a problem with your console.
Yeah,
I don't think so, Sony.
Terrible. That is.
I've got to buy all these games. I've got to get all these trophies. I've got to get all these mini achievements within this Stars app as well, to get to your Fable level 4, and I did it. I put myself through it, and you know what? PlayStation never went wrong, did it? So I had no one to call. So what was the use of that? It's a free thing. It's a little bit like this. It's not. That was, I'll let you get away with it a little bit, although it stinks. If I've got a problem with PlayStation, you answer the phone as quick as you can. It doesn't matter whether I've got a million trophies or none. Same with this. If I'm paying for a service, the people who pay more get better? I don't mind that so much if it was launched today, but the reflection on the product to this point seems a little bit like, oh, well, about that. Yeah.
I think for me, to sum this one up a bit from me, I've said this before, I don't think after the last 5 years Xbox have had a plan. They haven't had a 5-10 year plan. They seem to be operating on the fly at the moment. They're just trying different things. It all seems a bit
I think they did,
panicky.
And they enacted that plan, and now the plan isn't going as they thought it would do. I think they were knocking those things down. Bethesda this, or ZeniMax this. Maybe there was something else, but I think this has literally took the legs out from them. The acquisition was painful. It was prolonged. That would have cost a lot of money in lawyer fees, dude, alone, wouldn't it? Think about it.
And also, I mean, is it just me, or do we not hear from Phil Spencer as much now? Don't seem to see him very much now.
I'm not really sure they've got too much to say. One thing I am stoked about, though, by the way, and this is a real plus. This is a real plus. Is Flight Sim coming to PS5 with VR2 support, baby?
That is good. It's brilliant. The thing that worries me is, I have a Series X that doesn't get used and definitely won't now. I'm thinking of selling it because they're bringing all their games to PlayStation, which is although my Switch 2 is probably what I use at the moment, I'm into the PlayStation ecosystem. So I'm probably going to play the games on there. And they've almost shot themselves in the foot, because bringing your exclusives over to a competitor has stopped that chance to dragging someone over to have two consoles. I know it's a struggling time for people, I understand that, but there might be 2 or 3 games that a PlayStation game would think, I'd love to play that. I'd love to play a new Halo. I'd love to play Flight Simulator. I'd love to play that new indie game. I'll see if I can pick up a cheap Xbox Series X, or see if I can buy a new one, or get a deal on a Series S.
Yeah.
They're just going to buy the game now. Why would you buy a new console which also consoles have gone up in price, but let's just say for argument's sake, $500 for a new console, when you could just go out and buy the game on your PlayStation for 70. It's some funny decisions. This feels very nailing coffin to me at the moment, and they seem to be on a plummet. I hope it isn't. I'm thinking Xbox can turn a corner.
Though, with all the information they've got, now don't forget, a lot of the noise we see, and I said this the other day, is the subsection of people who can be bothered to log in and comment on a website, social media, whatever. There's so many people that go on there and don't comment. So we only see the most violent subsection of those people that are saying this is gross. But what we don't have is the Xbox metrics about how many people are cancelling, where were people actually sat? Were they actually sat on those first 2 lower tiers, and therefore the damage we do up here is irrelevant anyway? Or maybe they'll just pay it because they're full on Xbox fanatics.
Well, I think because the other 2 tiers haven't changed that much, I think the people who are quitting are the people who have gone on, we're going to be on Ultimate because of the price jump, from what I can see. But it's still early days. It's kicking off at the moment. I still think they might either add something on or backpedal a bit. They've done it before, haven't they, when they've done a price change? But I think it's the way the market is at the moment.
Well,
things are struggling.
If they'd been allowed to get away with it then, they maybe wouldn't have had to have done so much now. I think what we're seeing now is the inevitability of putting that decision off.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, very true. But with the price of the consoles now, I mean, I think if you buy which one is it? The 2 terabyte Series X in America, I think it's like $700-800, which it's expensive, and things have gone up. And I know we've seen it with PS5 Pro, but at least you feel you're getting a bit of a jump on that for the price you're paying. But
yeah, kind of.
It's getting expensive at the wrong time, and maybe their acquisitions were misjudged in timing for what the gaming climate is at the moment, with what people's are willing to spend. So we'll see. Watch this space, and we'll hopefully jump back on this next week and see what the fallout was from this and what people are doing. But yeah, we'll go from there. But what you got then, George?
What news? Yeah, well, sit down and buckle up, because I know you've got your. I know you've come inappropriately dressed as our old mate Trev, but to top it off, you're wearing a Mario onesie because of all the fun that you've had with the Switch recently. Which I have to admit, that's why I'm sat here in a Luigi one. But there's a bit of news over on Nintendo Live, which can only be described as a holy book at this point.
Oh dear! How times have changed.
Touche.
Fair play. Oh yeah.
Let's not go in arms out here. I don't think it's going to end very well for one of us.
We've both got 2 wheelie bins full of PlayStation tat.
I see more as a burial tour. Anyway, Alana Hagues, the beautiful Alana Hagues over at Nintendo Live, says this: Super Mario Bros. The Lost Level minus world has finally been found after nearly 40 years. Gotta love these stories. We've all heard of Minus World, right? A glitched world in the original 1985 release in Super Mario Bros. It was accessible via World 1 1-2 and is an infinitely looping underwater level similarly designed to World 7-2. It's one of the most legendary glitches in gaming history, and it turns out its direct sequel also has its own minus world. It's just taken almost 40 years to discover it, and speedrunner Cosmic is the one who discovered it. Thanks, Nintendo Everything, for that info. So it seems in both the Japanese and English release of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, the actual Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan, available officially in the West by the All-Stars bundle on the SNES, various glitch worlds are available, either changing the names, looping screens, or changing enemy behavior. However, it's that All-Stars collection where a minus world is really tucked away, and it's incredibly complex to pull off. You have to progress through some increasingly glitched versions of levels. The idea is Cosmic is trying to get past B8, but reaching B7 the first time. He believed it was impossible to beat. Saving, quitting, and reloading brought him back in, completely different level layout, but it allowed him to get past those impassable glitches and roadblocks. A glitched warp pipe with part of a coin above it in B9 brought Cosmic back to World 1-1, but this didn't deter him. Continuing to progress through the glitched worlds until he reached World BD and eventually various glitched menu options. It's a lot easier to watch than it is to explain on a podcast, so make sure you go over to YouTube and have a look at Cosmic's video. So why did it take this long? Cosmic mentions that difficulty is probably the main reason. He also believes that because the glitch requires you to make much more progress in-game and wasn't played by as many people, there's just lower interest in general. Now, I love stories like this, RGT, of people finding things within games, and I've noticed recently with increased sort of frequency that these stories are coming out about these sort of people that are trying these games out or going back to them or picking them up from their childhood or remembering those whispered playground stories of someone's big brother unlocking Sonic in Mario Brothers and, you know, all that sort of rough and tumble playground talk that you dismissed as just nonsense, that you might have seen listed in a magazine, but when you tried it yourself, even as an adult, it never worked. You kind of, maybe clickbait is the word that we would use now, but these sort of sometimes spurious looking cheap magazines. I am allergic to your cologne.
It does tickle the old nostrils, does Glade.
It's so strong.
It is, yeah. I've got forest fruits on today. It might be a bit too fruity for you. I'll try and go to.
It's not meant to be a can per armpit, RGT.
Oh, well, you didn't say that. I wondered why they're stinging.
You're the one who presented it. I thought I looked at the man spraying air freshener under his armpits and thought it a little odd. I didn't expect you to absolutely rinse a can per pit. It's the most toxic smell I've ever smelled in my life.
Oh. Thanks. Well, I just thought...
I like you as a man. You're a good friend. But forest fruits mixed with that kind of like sweaty kind of morning dew, sort of wet pit.
I knew there was something wrong because me armpit hair's gone like cardboard. It's just like completely starched out. So it might be, a can of pit is probably a bit too much.
I'll be honest. I know I slip up every word every other time, but I want to know a little bit more about your armpit hairs.
I'll just put my real accent on. Me armpit hairs.
Over here, darling. Come do my armpit hair.
Bring the Glade. Glade left, Hayes right.
A full can.
Yes.
Destroy it, wreck it.
Don't get none on the PSP.
Wow. Anyway, it transpires, actually, after all this time, some of these stories are true. Lost Levels being a very peculiar, obviously, subsection of a Lost Levels area that he's glitched and glitched and glitched through. One has to question, was that meant to be there or he just broken it? But obviously a lot of these things are coming out that people have like backwards the code. And is there a story from your gaming past that you remember where you heard of this amazing cheat or unlock? I'm not talking action replay, I'm talking vanilla. I don't want to know about any of that drivel, but
the only one was when I was playing Vice City back in the day, and I didn't, for some reason, I hadn't heard of like the cheats you can put in that Rockstar had actually added in.
right.
But obviously, it came at a consequence. So you had infinite health; you could not be hurt or die. But then that would be like you can't 100% the game if you do that. You can't 100% the guy. So they always penal. But yeah, it was just things like that where I was so into that game, and then when my friend said, "Do you know you can have infinite life if you do another playthrough? You know you can have like big head mode. You know you can have like any weapon. You know," and I'm like, "What?" Just typing all these codes in and trying them out, and just being completely wowed that they worked. Just amazed. But I think a lot of that is you're not going to get that in the modern era. Games are made to a certain degree. I mean, if a game's glitchy nowadays, then it's just not worth the money. You know, it's not been released properly. But back in the day with these cartridge games, I always find it interesting when people find these glitches and hidden things. And I liked there was that story in when Grand Theft Auto 5 was really starting to get traction online and going big. And someone online had found these symbols near a mountain, and they deciphered them. And there was tens of thousands of people online working together, working these symbols out, because they thought there was going to be this big ascension and UFO, and they'd led them all the way around to this point on the map. And then I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Dan Hayes come out and went, "Yeah, there ain't nothing going to happen. We just wondered if you lot would actually follow it all the way to the end." So there was actually nothing ever going to happen. I just kept thinking, are people really going to work all this out and go all the way around, which they did, and that's things like that I find brilliant. But yeah, it is good when the game's, 40 years and someone's eventually found these hidden levels. I think that's brilliant. I'd probably be a spike in price of the game now, though. But
if you were like a developer, I think I'd also be a little bit sore. He probably delivers tofu in Japan now, and he's like, "Oh, you see, they found that little lost glitch level that you hid in that Lost Levels game 40 years ago. Oh, they finally found it." So you thought I was going to look an Asian voice, but I didn't do that.
No, I didn't.
I knew. I saw you think, "Oh no," but I didn't
think that.
Yeah. You're sat there, Trevor McDonald, and you're giving me grief.
Oh my God.
What's this next bit of news?
Thank you.
Oh, hang on. To tie it up, let's read the script. If you've got a game in secret or something you've discovered, or there's a little interesting story about that you've been intrigued by, get in touch with us, obviously, on all the usual methods or on the Discord, and let us know. I love hearing about these little gaming secrets. I
do, especially if you hadn't heard of them before. Like if you're on our Discord and you know one, chuck it on there in the chat when the show goes live. I love hearing all these where people go, "Oh, did you know you could do that in that game?" No, I didn't.
That's what I
Off the shelf. Let's have a go.
Yes, it doesn't have to be a cheat necessarily, but maybe a secret or a hidden feature that we like. I didn't. I'd like, hang on, if someone says, "Oh, no, my Scrooge was waiting to do that." What the hell?
Really?
I want it all. Yeah. Next bit of news. This has got to be probably the hottest piece of news this year.
Maybe not. This is over on Push Square by Stephen Talby. This is Rock Band.
All rise for Canon Stephen Dalby. Everybody rise. Yes, here he is. The Cardinal.
Rock Band 4 to be delisted from PS Store after 10 years of support.
Cancel my subscription.
The party is over. Rock Band 4, Harmonix's legendary music rhythm game, is soon to become unavailable. On a developer's Discord and the game's subreddit, the team confirmed to fans that the game will be delisted from digital storefronts, including PS Store, of course, on 5th of October 2025. This is due to music licenses for the title's bass soundtrack expiring. Hey everyone, on Sunday, October 5th, 2025, Rock Band 4 turns 10. What a ride it's been, writes community manager Kyle Wynn. With this milestone comes one big change. The original licenses for the core soundtrack are expiring. Because of that, Rock Band 4 will be removed from the PlayStation and Xbox digital stores. Wynn confirms if you already own the game, you will still be able to download it and play it as normal. The same applies to downloadable content. Songs will come down as they hit the 10-year mark, but anything you've purchased will remain in your library, he adds. So the base game will be delisted, and all add-on DLC tracks will also be delisted once they've reached the 10-year milestone. However, anything you own or purchase before the 10-year cut-off is safe and won't be taken away. It appears that online play will remain functional. Rock Band 4 was released for PS4 back on the 6th of October 2015 and has been supported with a frankly absurd amount of DLC ever since. Additional songs only being stopped being added in January 2024 when Harmonix shifted its focus to Fortnite Festival. It's a pretty incredible legacy and the longest lasting game of the plastic instrument peripheral craze birthed by Harmonix's own Guitar Hero back on PS2. The base game, which includes the Rivals expansion as standard, currently goes for $9.99 or $7.99 British sterling pounds. So if you don't own but want to have access to it going forward, it's inexpensive, but you only have a few days between now and its delisting. Wow, I can't believe that game is 10 years old. I remember getting that for my brother-in-law for Christmas, and that does not seem like 10 years ago. That's
Time
crazy.
flies when you're having fun. I mean, quite interesting to me as well that the longevity of that plastic tap that started all the way back on PS2 that, you know, that got lost in a myriad of skateboard accessories and all those different peripherals, the drums, the guns, the everything. You could get an attachment and a Wizzo for everything for console back in the day. But those, like now you get things to stand your console on and you get things that blow air in your console, but you're not getting these peripherals like we used to, are we? And I think I lament the loss of the gaming peripheral, if I'm honest with you. I also lament the loss of this because I recently acquired Beatles Rock Band on PlayStation 3, but then started trying to find instruments and suddenly gave up because it just seemed a bit too complicated, if I'm honest with you. But I'll eventually see it through. I did always mean to get the big box set version, but space is starting to become a little bit of a premium at Ponsonbury Towers, I have to admit. So
I know how you feel.
Massive
there's
rate of instruments that probably come out every other Christmas when enough cider's been sniffed. It's a strange sort of weird Venn diagram, really, that when that would come out, isn't it? If you think about it, it's not the normal tap you want lying around the living room. I know, obviously, the RGT living room. It you know, comfort be damned. I'm having everything out, and that's how this is going to be. Because at any moment, I might decide that I want to play a 3DO game. So,
well, things are a changing here at RGT Towers. Things are a changing.
What's going on here?
Oh, there's the beginnings of a mass cull of games and peripherals and big box things. And...
Oh, I want to talk to you about this because I've been wondering if, like, you know, do I need a cull? And part of me says yeah, but then part of me says, what would you cull? Because like some of the 16-bit stuff that I've acquired and you know,
that's the toughest. That's the toughest.
I don't know as I could bring myself to maybe let that go. Like Dreamcast, no. I've got the biggest collection, but I don't know if I want to let it go. Like Saturn, maybe I could. Like, there's times in my life where I've had Saturn, I've quite happily kissed it goodbye, and I've had Saturn more recently and enjoyed it. But I think I could like maybe say bye to that.
I'm not. That's different to me. I'm not saying goodbye to consoles as such. I'm saying bye to clearing out parts of collections. So, for instance,
that's what I agree with you.
I've got 4 boxes. I've got 4 big boxes, about 350 games in at the moment, which are going to go. But I want to get it to 1,000 games gone. And my thinking behind that is, I could probably get rid of 250, maybe 300 of my PS2 games, but then. Yeah. With the money, buy 4 or 5 big hitters with that and have a really curated collection of just nice, you know, each collection I've got big hitters in that I want to play. I got another one of the Final Fantasies. I got Final Fantasy 6 for the PS1 when I was away.
Yeah, it's nice
so
on there.
I just need 8 now, and then I got 6, 7, and that. And I'm, you know, but then I look on there and I got certain games on there. Which
but I look at that right, and I own Final Fantasy collection, a lot of them digitally anyway.
Yeah.
So do I need that?
Yeah. Now that's going down another rabbit hole for me. Me personally, I just want some big games on the systems and a nice collection of a couple of shelves where people come in and say, "Oh, these are all banging games. These are brilliant," rather than going past all this chaff to
Ian
find one
Botham's
decent game.
Cricket Simulator 1984.
85. So.
But that's the listen, I'm a big fan of curation, and I have tried to be very curated with what I do, but then it's so hard to walk into a charity shop and say no to a game for 50p.
Yeah, because I've done that recently. I sorted out my original Xbox games. I had about 200, I suppose. I took it down to about 100. And the top one in there was Heroes of the Pacific, which I forgot I'd put into the box to go to the game shop wherever I'm going to sell it to. And then went to the charity shop about 3 weeks ago, found Heroes of the Pacific for £1 and bought it because that was in really good condition, and then suddenly realised that that's already one off.
My man.
I think, it's Heroes over Europe. There we go. 360. I've got it right there.
Wow.
Really mint, and I bought it again for completely no other reason because I have a problem. So, but a lot of this is going to be filtered and gone, And
what about, to swing it back to the news item, how much of your sort of, and I have to be honest, RGT, I've spoken to you this on several occasions. How much of the, and you don't have it on display anymore, but how much of the how much tap is there? How many bags of GBA worm lights are there and weird stuff like that?
I haven't got a lot of tat on display because a lot of the tat is going.
What are you going to do with that? 'Cause that's the unknown thing. It's not tradable. It's not really sellable, is it? It's weird.
No, I've already donated some Nintendo stuff to a friend's daughter who is really into Mario and bits. So I was like,
"Oh, that's nice."
Got some original bits. Got a big Yoshi. There you go. She can have that from 1995 big Yoshi thing, I think. But I've got some other bits and pieces I'll donate to people who I know are really into it. I expect a Discord as well. I'll be hitting them up. I have said to them before, I've got games and I know about it. I've got where the games. So hang on, let me get them all together and I'll put big listings on and then.
No, you've got to. I think you've got to keep the games on the back and then just drip feed GBA like screen protectors. You want the good stuff, boys. You got to work for it.
If you could see what I've got in my storage locker, you would be absolutely disgusted with me. There is some absolute filthy rubbish.
I don't need to see it to know. I've picked you up on so much drivel that you've shown me.
I was in there the other day and I was just thinking, where has my life gone? What have I done with my life? Looking up, I have got a big white collector's edition of FIFA 2000 on the PC with a free Sol Campbell t-shirt next to a really poorly designed PC VR set that doesn't even work, next to a PS2 aftermarket skateboard in a box, next to a draw system for an original Xbox. I'm like, why have I got all this stuff? I was like, it's 10 foot tall in a 15 foot. I'm like, what is going on here? Jesus. And I was hoiking stuff out.
One thing that's going to make me and everybody else listening at home feel so much better about themselves is we thought we were bad. But we were not. Sol Campbell Special Edition FIFA 2000 on the PC. That is all.
I haven't even got a PC to play it on.
That's what makes me laugh so much. Where did you even get this monstrosity?
Well, because I saw it in a charity shop about 10 years ago, and it had PC on it, so I bought it. I found some old games in there, PC games. I had a tour of the British Isles by Harrier on PC, the Great British Quiz. What have I got that? They're worth like 2p. Just like, seriously. I'm a 47-year-old man. I need to sort this life out, and I need to do it now. If I'm brave enough, I'll take a picture next time I'm at my storage locker. And by the way, I've taken a vast amount out of this storage locker, and you will just be ashamed of me. Just CRTs piled up, and about 19 arcade sticks, and mini consoles, and just absolute rubbish paraphernalia that no one's ever bought and no one's ever going to buy. I just need to stick a match in there and get rid of the lot. One go, bang, petrol bomber, done.
I don't even need to be here. It's just this unraveling of your own life in front of you.
Sorry, I thought I was talking to my shrink. Sorry, I forgot we're doing a show.
Does he laugh as well?
No, he gave up with me. He signed me off.
It's so funny.
Honestly, you don't know half of it. The stuff, unbelievable.
Oh, mate, I think we're all guilty of having one little bit. Well, I know I'm guiltier than most, but I like to think that the good majority of mine is curated.
It's easy. You have a lovely collection. Your collection is,
yeah,
it's good. There's some great games in there, and every one you can sort of say, "I'd play that. That's good. That is a banger. That's rare." You've got good.
There's a lot of feature creep on PS2 that I haven't got displayed. It's just up in a cupboard, and I'm like, to be honest with you, I need to cherry pick a couple of bits out of there and get it gone. Because if I don't have it downstairs, I'm not probably just never going to play it.
No, I mean, 90% of TAT and big box stuff is going. You've seen my display cabinet. I've got a display cabinet in my living room now, which I've got an Uncharted section. And I've got the Last of Us collection in, which is nice. I like that. It's a nice piece. Looks good with the lights on. I like that. But all these other TAT I've got, I mean, I look over here, I've got Assassin's Creed 2 and 3 on the 360. I look over there, I've got Assassin's Creed 2 and 3 on the PS3. I've got Assassin's Creed Remastered. I'm just like, I don't need all these variations of games.
So which one are you going to keep, though? The OG ones, or are you going to keep the remastered versions?
No, I mean, the console that is going to be, or the two consoles that will be touched, forget the 16-bit stuff. There's not going to, only duplicate loose cartridges will go. Because I just love that collection. It's timeless collecting for those. It's quite nice to have the cases and the boxes, and there's something to it. Whereas the disc games, it's not quite as sentimental to me. So PS3, probably, I've got quite a curated collection of PS3. There's a few FIFA's been hoiked out, and that's it, really. I've got quite a nice collection. There's a lot of games I still want, some expensive ones, but I'm going to collect for. PS4 is fairly curated, which is sort of over here. I've got about, 250 PS4 games, but they're all pretty good. I've got a lot of indie stuff and smaller releases, some good games on there. So they won't be touched as much, but PS2 is going to get cold. PS1 to a limit, 360 will. I've pretty much done my original Xbox. But that's quite a curated, nice collection on there now. But still a lot of games I'd like to get. But I'd rather now go to.
Got Knights of the Old Republic on there.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Jade Empire.
Yes, yeah.
Metal Arms.
Funny enough, yeah. But how I'd like to put it there, if I go to, say, a video game market in London or Manchester or something like that, right? Rather than coming away with 30 games at £10, I want to come away with one game at £200. That's how I'd see it.
I wouldn't get... I mean, you collect how you want to collect, but the more I look at some of the high-priced games, I think to myself that their games are really that high-priced because they're not that good.
I know, I didn't really explain myself. They have to be a good game of what I play. It's got to be a classic that's collectible on a what I play.
Yeah.
So okay. I don't want to buy 300 games a year. I'd rather buy 2 or 3. So
every time you talked me out of getting Castlevania Symphony Art on the PS1 with the collectible soundtrack and the art book, I should.
Oh, and you got that yet? No, I bought it when we were talking about it last time. No, I haven't got it.
That's probably the last thing I'll probably buy in terms of retro collection. Well, I say that.
Steady.
Just hear me out.
You'll be reminded.
Well, I want this to go down as a fact. In terms of retro collecting, like PS2, PS3, all that sort of stuff, of the Xbox original, 360, I'm done. PS1, I'm done. Really, apart from, I would really like a copy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And if I ever was to get another retro console, and I would consider selling or swapping one out for one of them out, it'd have to be maybe, I don't know, Saturn or something, I would get a 3DO.
Yeah, you've always said you want a 3DO.
Panasonic one. I've always wanted one. I've had the money to get one several times and then never did. And like I kick myself. I do, because like I would love one. There's a little bit of nostalgia in it. They look cool. They're not that great, really, in all honesty, but it's more the nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also, this, the young George looking at them with just absolute awe back in the day because they were £600 and you didn't know anyone that had one. And if they did, they were really
the
rich
coolest
family.
man on planet Earth, Terry Blow, had one.
Did he?
Yeah, he had one.
Oh, fantastic.
I think
Absolutely
he's
fantastic.
listening in New Zealand. I think he's got a new job or something on LinkedIn. I was like, he's doing so well for himself. He's got a black and white profile picture as well. He just
That sets it
cool.
off. Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, so anyway, we went a bit off piece there. Sorry about that. But yeah, just a bit
I
of
think it's all been part
my
of it.
collected rant.
Listen, I think it's important that we investigate these things. We don't have to act on them. I definitely sound like you shrink, to be fair. We don't have to act on them, but we can certainly think about it. And if you've got a box of some games that you're willing to let go, I think you should pursue it. I mean, at least it gives you something to do over the next 6 months as you buy them back piecemeal at a time for 3 times what you sold them for. So
Exactly.
I'm on board for it.
Exactly.
How many times can a man buy an boxed PS2 skateboard controller third party and never use it?
Exactly. To be honest, that probably
times.
hasn't even got a connection on it. Gets whipped over with Mr. Sheen once a year, and that's it.
Paul Border came round while you were getting a couple of rounds of drinks. He decided to get it out, like kick the kickflip off the back of it, shot it up into the roof. Thought, better pull it down, put it back in its package, and put it back on the shelf. He'll never look at this. Let's face it. He's got the Wii Fit next to it. It's unboxed.
Well, he wouldn't be far wrong because when I actually started taking the shed down from my old games room, I actually had stuff under shelves and behind shelves. And I was like, I have no recollection of buying this stuff. I wasn't even aware I had it. And I'm just like, why have I got it?
Maybe you're sleep retro acquiring.
It must be. Just my finger on eBay. Oh, God knows. But
God knows what you think you're buying in your dream, but yeah, what?
I wouldn't want to go into my mind in that situation, but yeah, we'll see. But it's definitely going to be a cold coming. So I will, and apologies to everyone, I've said this ages ago, I will upload bits onto Discord. So if anyone wants any bits, and there's probably a lot of tat there that ain't worth nothing, so I won't want nothing for it. If there's games that interest in you're building a collection, just hit me up and I'll post them off to you. So
wow,
we could do it like that.
Well, with that, spare a thought for all the Discord users. Get yourself over there if you're mildly interested in that. Also, I would love to hear from you if you've got some sort of gaming tap that's giving you guilt. If you want to sort of speak to me and absolve you of all sins, I'm for that. Email us at questions@officialcontrollerpodcast.com, or obviously instant messages on X, although I'll be honest with you, I checked its pulse the other day. It's damn near dead. I just see people very angry about things on there, and strange little place. And then Instagram, I might see a message on there, I guess. But hit us up on the Discord or the email. I think that's where we're at. I don't quite know what's happening to social media in the modern world, but we're there as a holding pattern, I suppose, if nothing else. But feel free to check out our ever-aging content, RGT. I think what I want from you is a new engagement strategy for the social medias.
Okay.
I want
what now? Or?
No. By tomorrow morning.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
And we'll do it. We'll roll Seb in. So let's do it early doors, 4 a.m.
Oh, brilliant. That's handy because I ain't really got nothing else to do, so that'll fill the time up. Lovely. Yeah, brilliant. Cheers for that.
Well, you thought podcasting was just sitting around playing video games all day, mate. You got to do a little bit something every now and then.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Obviously. How bad of me. Wow. Yeah,
These bills don't pay themselves, mate.
No, well, I do have to pull my finger out and start pulling my weight a bit on this show.
Yeah, it's just a social media engagement strategy. It needs to generate somewhere in the region of 3 million clicks a day.
No worries.
For a 30-day period. I think that would probably get us back on an even keel.
Yeah, no problem. That's I've already got a few ideas up here. Give it to me. You'll get a PowerPoint.
£200 budget.
Yeah. I mean, I'll send it at 4 o'clock, but you can just read it when you get up. But 9 or
No,
something.
Seb said Triple S said he wanted it in person.
Oh, okay. So I've got to fly to Texas now, have I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
So
no worries.
I know you do your best thinking on the plane. So
Yeah.
best you've got time.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Awesome.
And your credit card's on hold as well. So you get the ticket and I'll reimburse you. So
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
I will. I've never let you down.
Nope, you certainly
So-
haven't.
There's always the first time.
But we better wrap this show up because I've got a plane to catch and a PowerPoint to type. So
Yeah.
we need to be getting on.
Yeah. All right. Well, where's the Discord members then?
Okay, so do you want me to start then, or?
I don't really know anymore whether the list is correct.
It is, because if you just look at your notes there, I've made a couple of hesitant adjustments, or hastily adjustments, I should say.
What we're looking at. Okay.
Yes. So, shall I start?
This is the new world, is it?
This is the new world of UCP. So
Then I would like to start because I want him in my mouth for the first time.
Okay.
And I love a little bit of Ed in my mouth. But what's even better than that is a little bit of retro Ed in my mouth. Absolute legend. He's only gone and joined the supporters club. And I'm buzzy. You look nervous. I don't know why. I don't think that was illegal.
This has been controversial, this show, and I feel at the brunt of it a few times. And yeah, I had to hold that one in a bit. Poor Ed. Well, he could be our shortest subscriber ever.
I love him. I thought that was in the script. And if
Wow.
I've made you feel uncomfortable anyway, I apologise.
That's about 3 years too late. Next up, we have...
The outrage is real. Wow. If any of her offended anyone who's listening, I'm also sorry. I thought we were playing a bit more fast and loose now.
Yeah, we are. Just fast and loose makes me nervous. Steady. Next up,
You don't have to upload it if you don't want me to. I could just knock a solo out and we call it a day.
Next up, we have the one-man George fan club, Carlos. Thank you very much, my man. He's also playing along at the moment on Safe Park. So yeah,
He's warned us off these because he thinks they're a little bit sort of edgy. But you know what? I'm feeling very reserved and conservative today. But you obviously feeling a little bit sort of off the chain. So it's a good job I'm doing this readout. So if you want to avoid the sort of financial traps that would normally ensnare a sort of low IQ dimwit, you want to speak yourself to Firm Returns because he's the man who's going to help you navigate those sort of financial swamps. And I suppose if you're also a dimwit, if you ever take any advice, it will be to go speak to Firm Returns because you better let him handle your financial responsibilities because I'll tell you what, you're not capable.
Wow. Next up,
I think that passes the financial ombudsman.
I think so, yeah. I think you've covered all angles with that.
I mean, there's a couple of ones I left on the table, to be fair, but I think it'd be a little bit outrageous to go down that road.
I think so as well, to be honest. Next up, we have longtime supporters, Trestles of New York. Thank you very much, as
Absolutely
always.
wonderful. Best buffalo wings in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, probably one of the longest supporters, mentally and physically and in every way that you could ever imagine someone, an all-round good guy. The wonderful Roast Space Monk.
With his wonderful Dreamcast collection, which had 2 more.
The way he has
going.
that set up, I'll be honest with you. If I was ever allowed within 200 yards of his house, I would.
Yeah, you're not
desiccate.
nowadays. You would have done a few years ago, but since that court injunction, you're not allowed now. But photos will have to do for you, I'm afraid.
Listen, mate, I'll be honest with you. I thought it would be a good idea to set up a Game Boy Matty merch scenario. I just didn't envisage they'd want all of the money.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
Obviously. Next up, we have the awesome Bada Binkster.
That was some lore on lore on lore. Lore that was, wasn't it? Actually,
That's started getting a bit deep there.
Lore, if you
That
think
was deep lore. I was trying to think if I should actually even respond to it. Yeah, Bada Binkster, thank you very much. And also, Bada Binkster, I do keep seeing you on Instagram with your PS3 collection, which just looks...
Hey, he's pushing it now, isn't he? He's pushing it.
Quite a vast
I can't even
collection
keep up
there.
with it.
You just send me a little DM, let me know how many games you've got. I know I'm saying I'm getting rid of games, I understand that, but you might be the one for a few of the PS3
I'll be honest with you, RGC, I'm starting to think this. You're almost kind of seeing your gaming collection as a substitute for girth in other places. It's like, oh, hang on a minute, Bada Binks has got a couple of PS3 games. How many you got? I've got more than you've got. Like, look at my pisser, it's bigger than yours sort of scenario. It's a bit...
You've completely turned out on his head. No, I was just like collecting for PS3, so I just wondered what he had, but you've made it into the size of me girth. Gee hell. Who we got next? Welcome back, RGT. Welcome back.
Hey, listen, mate, look, you can go on holiday, but just bear in mind that you didn't manage to staff rota very well. You left me on my own in a dark room with nothing but a microphone.
Oh, wow. So I'm doing a staff rotor now as well. Wow.
Yes,
this is,
yeah.
This name badge is about 9 foot long at the moment.
You wear it, look.
And yours just says George.
You want the responsibility, somebody.
Do I?
I don't know. I forgot to check.
You actually made me question myself. Did I? Did I ask for them? I don't. Anyway, who we got?
You didn't say everyone stand up and sit down, Stanley Benner anyway, by the way. So there you go.
Helps another one add the list.
I've got Tingle Tuna. I know that. But for some reason, I fell into calling him Tingle Turner. You know.
And also, well done on your marathon run, by the way. Really well done. Nottingham Marathon, he completed. Was it last week, I think? Well done. Very, very good work.
He ran it backwards.
Did he?
He ran it backwards that quick. He finished it before it started.
Wow, that's a loop there I've got to try and work out in my little Suffolk brain. How does that work? That's proper quantum leap crap, that is. Jeez. How does that work? Right, next up we have
Only he could do that, though, to be fair. Think about it.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. Digital Monkery is up next. Our challenge accepted, and one of the policemen of the Discord keeping a check on
the
people.
Sheriffs,
that's it,
more rough and aggressive than a policeman. Look at Digital Monkery's beard alone, it says, I'm edgy.
Authority, and as well, authority. Edgy authority.
Yeah.
That's like saying,
he looks
I'll talk
like a
to
very
you about...
conscious lover.
Yeah, he looks like, I'll talk to you about your Mega Drive games, but one swear word on this Discord, and I am coming down hard. All right? I am coming down hard. Next up.
You've got the brass neck to pull me up. Wow.
Oh, dear.
Up next, a man who literally drop-kicked your PS2 accessory up into the phone ceiling and then repackaged it back down and put it on the shelf and then guzzled one of your beers as well. It's Bull Border.
Yeah, it was the first one to do a 900 on a gaming peripheral. You think Tony Hawk did it first?
I didn't see that coming. I loved what it was.
Yeah. Oh, next up we have Boba. Am I still doing the... Or...
Yeah, it's all been signed off. Apparently, it's a big thing.
Okay. Good brand.
It's a moment to be celebrated.
Yep.
Up next, my redheaded stepson. Now, you know, we big him up a lot, and he deserves it because
he does.
He's magnificent. You know, I would only like to imagine that a son that I had no genetic input into was going to be just horrible. You know, a real rancid little creature. But actually, Ginger's the exception to the rule. He is not only what I would call genetically Aryanly perfect, in every way. The dimensions, the way he's laid out, the length from his waist to his inside armpit, the length
I wonder where that was going in.
chest, and all of his dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
If you write those down on a piece of paper and add them up, they actually spell out the word God.
I can believe that, actually. And also, he started collecting steel books, which absolutely are fantastic. So,
The man of steel collects steel books.
yeah,
I see.
he got the PlayStation All-Stars one this week on the PS3.
Well, I wonder if he's collecting that because he's literally crushing to dust normal games.
Might be just one end.
Yeah. So like Superman, if he hugs Lois Lane too tight, he just pops a spleen out of the side of her body.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Ginger's picked up, I don't know, Astrobot, literally just crunched it into oblivion.
Dust. Yeah, dust.
Didn't even, what was that?
Oh, it's just now like a handful of salt.
So now he has to buy these very hard, enduring sort of metallic cases. So that means his collection's been decimated and he's just got those steelbooks left. Let's start a GoFundMe for Ginger's collection.
All because he's just got one hell of a grip.
So I just had my Red-Headed Stepson, which I don't think is legal in at least 3 states. Who's next?
We have the Lord of Darkness himself. It is the wonderful Harvey Retro.
A man that just is perfection personified.
He is. He's got new glasses at the moment, and my God, is he handsome.
I better stay off Instagram. That's my phone's going to look like a decorator's radio. Up next, Emma Sharp.
On a world tour.
Now, people say, why do you say Emma Sharp's on a world tour? Because every time I go on the internet, she's in a foreign place in a UCP t-shirt. Literally.
She's in America.
Tour.
Yeah, she's in America at the moment. So
expect to see a big boost in American listeners. We're already very grateful for all the Americans that listen, but I tell you what, business just picked up.
But I'll tell you where Emma isn't.
Where's that?
It's a bit like Greg. She's not nowhere near Berlin.
I see.
Slip that link in.
I did. I think the way you did that was pretty smart, actually. I have to admit, I kind of stood back and saw it be executed, and I thought that's actually, slicker than a car crash with a Brill Cream van.
Oh, a bit of praise.
Up next, the beloved and beautiful Mumsy.
Thank you, Mumsy. Oh, then I get the big one. The fan club for the big dog.
While you're on holiday, actually, this has been brought up several times, and I think it's something that you've touched on yourself. I've got a one-man fan club, right? So that's one input to the supporters, and that's totally cool. Now, I don't want to go full OG Tom on you here, but what I'm saying is if you broke your fan club down to its constituent members and had the 1 man, 1, 2 man, 3 man, 4 man, we would be like your fan club. You boast millions of members, but they're all contributing to extract from the lowest tier.
Well, it's quite. It's a bit of an.
I don't want to sound like Netflix here.
No, but
sharing the passwords, but
it's quite an extravagance for a pensioner. So that's all I'll say. So just be grateful for the one. So cheers, Mum, Dad. Who we got next?
So slick. Oh, honestly, you're like Alan Partridge covered in goose fat. Let's have a look at who's next. It's Pete Price.
Back on the net.
It's the legendary. He's not as strong as my stepson. He's not, right? And he's not as handsome. He's not as strong, but he's still quite strong.
Yeah, he's still a unit.
He's still scary enough to make you think that you don't want to mess with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Anne's been known to flick a ton of rock with an eyelash.
He's pretty ripped, even his eyelashes.
He's not insanely strong. He's just kind of pretty strong. I'm going to take this No, I don't. I don't want to mess with the order. You do it, because if it happens, it happens, and it is whatever it is totally. I should say it's fine, but it's not fine, but it's okay.
Have you said Pete Brocklehurst yet? Or?
Yes.
Oh, you have. So I will jump on to the legendary Billy Marmite. Thank you, Billy. Which means.
Mate, because I read the notes and then I didn't read the notes, and now I've thought about the notes.
Yes.
I've literally, reversed myself into the...
And I done a bit of reverse psychology by trying to go first, and I knew you would jump on first, which means in the order of the way.
Only because I wanted to get retro at it.
Right, this is my turn to give you a little advice on how I want you to Zangief all over the studio this evening. Yeah, I want you to be slightly scared in anticipation.
Okay. Well, of a Zangief.
Yeah, slightly not sure what's happening. So you're slightly,
This is a real callback. I've got PTSD over this. I can do this.
Yeah, you're slightly scared. You're not sure if you like it or not.
My first time.
Feels wrong.
Yeah,
but then and then just when
myself a bit more.
Just when you get the little fizzy tip, I want you to just absolutely have the best feeling in the world. Just let it go. Let it go everywhere.
I'll be honest, just to give it a bit of context now, because I think this is going to be Oscar worthy. Or it might not be. It might fall flat on its face because it's too real.
Yeah, don't talk it up yet.
Right. But literally, thought I'd let myself down by wetting myself. Just so this is the route I'm going to go down with the Zangief. Okay, so good direction, by the way. I think we could do something with this.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Go and just look at me. Look at me when you do it. Straight in the eyes, please.
Can you stink of Glade?
Well, I'll go to the right side because that's haze.
Okay.
Pine fresh.
Was that like hit the mark or no?
Oh yeah, yeah, that was good. That was good. But yeah, sorry Zangief, but yeah, thanks everyone as always.
We asked for that. He paid extra for that.
He does, yeah.
Does he? Tell me he does. Tell me he does, because I've got nothing left.
I don't do another one. Yeah, but no, on a serious note, thanks everyone as always. But even if you listen and you're not a subscriber, thank you as well, because every download
thank you to everyone who even gives us a moment of
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
you're the real winners. No, yeah.
But
what are you open to? What are you open to play?
Bit more Grand Bazaar, bit more Astral Chain. I keep wanting to. This is going back to my collecting a bit in PS1, but I keep wanting to get into sort of PS1 era JRPGs.
Oh mate, I sit around with all these aspirations of jazz club type bloody connoisseurs.
Like Luna, Silver Star, and all that.
What are you playing? Oh well, a little bit of Luna. Oh, we play emulation.
Gulwa.
No, darling.
Just a little puff. Yeah. So
you're an absolute devil. Do you know that? You paint me as the bad. You paint me.
I load the gun. So I've got a few up there. I might flick the PS1 on and play something like that. I've found myself. I'm found. Yeah,
10 minutes. I'll give you
get the first battle. Get caned and give up.
Time for the cafe creme to burn down to your knuckle, and then it's like, boom, you're done.
Yeah,
however FIFA, long that is.
FIFA. But
96.
I'm really drifting away from modern consoles. Switch 2 is not my go-to, but even the PlayStation, I've really sort of drifted off it. It's a hard feeling to explain. I just feel more like playing. I want to play my PS3 and I want to play more of the backlog, and I have drifted a bit. So I think you'll probably see over the coming months that a lot of what am I hoping to play is going to be probably older stuff, I would think. I even keep thinking, as I never played them properly, is jumping into Resistance as well on PS3, as I never played them properly back in the day. So thinking of playing for
I
those.
actually was surprised by one. I never, like, it totally passed me by. I never really thought much of it from the stills. I was like, look, crikey, it looks a bit diabolical to me. And seemingly I know people say, oh, it's reviewed really well. And there was some mixed reviews, to be fair. And actually, I played it. I really enjoyed it. It was a nice game put together. It's aged now. It
Yeah.
has.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine at the time it would have been quite the marvel, especially at launch, PS3 launch. But to know what the gameplay was great. I didn't quite bond with 2 as much.
So, yeah, I'm thinking of jumping into them again and trying to play through them this time and just really enjoying the PS3. So it's probably going to be more PS3 games. Obviously, I've got Stick of Truth to play through as well. Hopefully get some more hours done on that, but it's probably whereabouts I am. What about you, George? More Vita?
A hell of a lot more Persona 5. I'm going to probably play a little bit more Vita. I've got that looking real nice now. And I keep thinking, do I get it hacked? Do I get one of my other Vitas out and send it away? You know, I send it to Badabinks to maybe get it hacked. And it's like, no, do I?
Oh, it's just a button press to hack them now. That's why I keep getting tempted. Website download. Poosh.
All the ROMs as well, or not?
Well, you have to obviously own the games if you're downloading the ROMs, George.
That's what I mean.
Exactly. But you just need the SD card adapter for the
You see,
proprietary
what with all
card.
the recent noise, I don't even know if ROMs scare me a bit. I don't know. I don't know if Sony cares about me.
The only thing is, I've got other emulation devices. It's not my main way of playing, but I understand it. I've got other emulation devices. And do I play them do I really sit there and go through all the games and play the games? I don't really. So that's always the only thing that worries me. But I've got 2 Vitas, so
let me apply that logic to your physical collection now. It's dangerous to think like that. You need to stop. Actually, you're going to end up with Games Pass and just your console, and that be it.
yeah, sell it all, sell a lot.
You can't. Some of those games are camp for wood.
Camp for wood, sell the soldiers. I want to make a sacrifice for the UCP. Sell them all.
Wonderful.
But,
yeah. So I'm going to watch a lot more Persona 5. I think Rachel's probably 45 hours in on that bad boy now.
wow, go Rachel.
Doing everything, which is great to see. And she's enjoying it. It's a bit challenging in places, I have to admit.
He's quite sweet playing, watching them play as well. And I mean, with our partners are similar, that they weren't really into sort of games until we diverted them into the games. They'd played a bit, but we sort of got them onto a game that they like. And Mrs. RGT on holiday just sitting at the dining room table with her little Joy-Cons dock, her little screen up, and then a notepad with all the fruit and vegetables that she's going to grow that season and notes of where she's going to go. Oh, bless her heart. And I just thought, yeah, you probably never talk to me again, but I'm proud of you for Stardew.
Okay. That's a couple united.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that, a little bit of more No Man's Sky. It's really got its hooks into me, although I felt last couple of days it's been sort of, its talons are unhooking a bit. I can feel it.
You've put some hours
I've
in
rinsed
that,
the expedition. I've gone through. I've tried to rinse even more story out of it, and like there's an autophage story apparently that I can find or unlock, which I'm quite keen to see. It's of interest to me. Probably a bit more MLB. I've got Ghost of Yotai. I've got Death Stranding. I've got Death Stranding 2 sat there, burn a hole in my pocket. You know, once I get moved in and we're both living in one house, and that'll be a lot easier for us. And then we're going to play through some of these bangers, the bigger bangers in the recent catalog.
Nice, yeah.
Set down, big screen, sit and enjoying properly.
Oh,
and then,
nice, yeah.
Not come play for a couple of nights and then me do a bit on the portal and then get back into the story and be like, oh, who's this guy? Oh, I killed his dad the other week and now it's here. And it's like, no, we'll do it together. We'll do it all the way through.
Nice.
So we'll do it right. We're just kind of sort of standing time till then, really, in between jobs and decorating things. So, yeah, Switch is hitting the spot. I mean, I missed it. I went on it the other day and like I've been on it for that long. All the game recommendations were like so far off, on that weekly recommendation thing. Basically just been a Persona beast.
Yeah.
It was like all these games, like none of this is anything. And I thought, oh, fair play to Nintendo. You know, I see now what they're doing. Like, I've managed to curate it. So it was like, what about this? And I was like, yeah, this is great. Well, that's great. I went on it and it was like, no, none of this applies to me. I don't want to see any of this. So why would any of this be? Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you 500 hours of Persona.
That's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah.
But yeah, so other than that, mate, yeah, just rumbling about. Might have a dabble on the retro over the weekend. I might, like I say, fully invest in that PSP experience, see where it takes me. But I think that's all we have time for this week. Listeners, always thank you for your time. I look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you, RGT.
Later.